Oh well. Current poll, tech debt. I'm gonna vote myself for the patch face. No. A bit buzzy and zappy and... Oh yeah, hold on. Let me just... I should get that water that you asked me for. Let me just...
Yeah, that's a little better. The good old voice box just needed some lubrication. What do you mean? What do you mean I'm hanging out in an N64? Bonk bonk. Or a Commodore 64, but hey, who's checking? Lubing up there? You should say that about yourself, huh? That's not safe for Twitch. Implications. So hey, good evening everybody. I'm a bit loopy and tired today, so if at any point I seem incoherent or otherwise just kind of trailing off, I'll ask Lore to please get me back on track. But we do actually have some stuff to go through tonight. So let's take a little look around. Mr. Tenson, Mr. Tenson, what did I do? Did I already go off track? I believe I changed all my stream info. Okay, that much I did, so that's good. Wednesday workshop, I think I called this. Yeah, because I did Tuesday last week, but that was a mistake. I was supposed to do Wednesday, my normal stream, and then I got a little ahead of myself and just went, fuck it, let's just do it. I already sent out the post, so why not? So, Wednesday this time. I'm not gonna lube my butt, you go lube your butt. I'll deal with you later. Alright. Alright. Let's take a peek around at some stuff. So, I think people actually sent me some questions this time, which, it's actually kind of nice. Tech support. Let's do this fucking thing. Alright. Ooh, you could hear that. Oh, and also, fun fact, so, note to self, don't stroke your face pensively unless you want to have your finger get a splinter, and that splinter is your hair. And you spend an hour literally trying to dig it out of your finger. Ugh. So if anyone saw my post on Twitter earlier, that's my own personal tech support I had to do today. Was making sure I didn't have a freaking hair stuck inside of my finger for the next 20 years. Hair split? Yeah, no, they are. The worst. Won't go into the grisly details, that's not for here. Just saying that if I'm distracted by my finger at any point, that's why. Because I'm just like, ow. I got it all out, but like, ow. Got a band-aid on it. Okay, to business. So, it's actually quite fortuitous that Aver is here today, because they asked a question in the form, which you can all fill out at the link that Lore doesn't have, so I'm just gonna post it for you. Boop. Boop. Shorten URL, copy it. So, if anyone has questions to stick into this form right here that I have so helpfully provided, I can provide tech support on the fly during streams like this. Otherwise, of course, you can ask in chat. I have a redeem now that, what the hell do I call it now? You give me a second here. What do I call it? Ask a tech question. It's at the top of the stack. So if you want to ask a tech question, simply ask a tech question with that part of your chat. So it also stops people from dropping the chat and immediately spamming it with nonsense. But yeah, so ask away. In the meantime, we're going to focus on the people who already submitted stuff. So, no more paperwork. Also, hey Az, how's it going? Submit your questions live. So that way I can refresh, look through the list, and go in order. Speaking of orders, we're going to go a little out of order because there was actually someone who had asked right before Ivor got in. I'm going to pronounce your name wrong like 50 different ways. Don't worry about it. Let's go ahead and do yours first because you have to be in chat right now. Also, what's up, Az? I got a hair splinter in my finger earlier, and I'm very tired. But otherwise, not much is going on. Plenty of work and stuff. Oh, also, on Twitter, I decided to release a little short video instead of the usual, I'm going live, look at my thumbnail posts. I instead went, oh, video. So check that out if you'd like. I have it up on YouTube as well. Because, you know, YouTube. If you want to help with the algo and whatnot, I will also provide the link to that. Let's see. There it is. Anyone wants to check that out on YouTube Shorts, feel free. But in the meantime, let's get down to business. You're living in a digital world, I'm just a digital girl. God damn it. We're going to the view screen. Hold up. All right. Oh, I literally had the music up. So, the first question, our first set of questions we received tonight is from Aver Red. So, he is asking me a tech question. Also, again, you'll see the form. I actually included some helpful little tips for myself in the responses so I can answer this in order. I'm interrupting already. Okay. Tech question from Aver. What would you like help with? I purchased an Intel i7.
I'm just living in a digital world, and
Oh
I'm
my
just
god,
a
that was a
digital
redeem.
girl.
That was a redeem. I didn't even realize. Thank you for the shout out, by the way, Laura. Thank you for being a good mod. Love you. So, it says I purchased an Intel i7 12700 CPU and compatible motherboard during Black Friday as an upgrade from an i7 10700, but have been hesitant on installing it to my rig due to fears of having to undergo the time-consuming effort to fresh install the OS and all their applications. Is it possible, recommended even, to replace the CPU and motherboard without needing to fresh install Windows 10? Will it impact performance at all? Thanks. So, I can answer that pretty simply. You're good. You're all set to go. But I'll tell you why, because viewers might actually want to know why. There's a common misconception that you need to reinstall Windows if you're doing a huge hardware upgrade. And in some cases that's true, and I'll actually show an example later tonight once I'm done with all the tech questions that I have on hand, with the reason as to why you might. But, oh, you're gonna get relaxed with this music? Fuck yeah, that's the point. ASMR here with ID10 telling you tech nonsense softly into your ears. Or I could be screaming it. But yeah, so going from a 10th gen Intel i7 to a 12th gen, so you're switching out the motherboard, you're switching out the CPU. I'm assuming the RAM's the same, I'm assuming your graphics card's the same, storage, you're just plugging it all into a new board and getting that configured. Interestingly, that's not a problem. It used to be a huge issue way back in the day that if you attempted to install a new motherboard, CPU, etc., you'd run into all sorts of bizarre errors. I'm trying to think back, AMD Athlon processors, if you went from that to an FX board, weird shit started to happen. So it depends on what CPUs you're talking about. For 10th to 12th, as far as I could tell online, because I looked stuff up before the stream, no, not a problem. You can just do that. Safe. But there is something you have to update. Let me take you to it. So, Intel has a handy dandy Intel chipset software and drivers page. You can do a couple things in order to grab this. With a stand, the teacup masquerade. Aw. So, you can either download your chipset drivers automatically or manually. Intel allows you to do it one of two different ways there. You can either go to the download drivers and software page, which I can just go to here. Boop. And you can either, oh god, that's janky as hell. You can either go to your chipset and find the CPU you have, figure out what motherboard you have. In fact, chances are you should probably go onto the motherboard manufacturer's website to do this because they tend to have the most up-to-date compatible ones, but you can kind of skip that and go straight to Intel's site if you want the official stuff. You can find the chipset, or does the desktop chipsets? Oh no, that's garbage though. INF file, no. Point is, you can install the stuff from Intel's own website, and or, Red Bromer. Oh, hey. Hey, hello, you can call me a network. Someone takes curious data out of their ass. Remember that? And I'm following you. Oh. Believe me, I pull shit out of my ass all the time. Sometimes it's useful. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for sticking around. But yeah, so you can go through Intel's process of searching for the correct chipset drivers, drive yourself nuts doing it. Or you can use Intel's automatic update tool, which they offer so helpfully, so that you can just grab that and install drivers for the graphics chip on your CPU that's included, integrated. You can update your chipset drivers, you can update other weird drivers that Intel might have noticed where it's like, hey, this is something having to do with our stuff. It's honestly a nice tool. Really nice. I've used it on a bunch of computers and it's perfectly fine. If I'm not mistaken, I think the current one installs and sticks around. You can safely uninstall the tool itself once you're done. So there you go. This says that it has no copyright, but I don't know if that's true. This VOD's gonna get muted, isn't it? Anyway, Ivor, you made a great decision, I think, going from 10th to 12th gen on that and upgrading kind of in line with your current grade of processor. Yeah, the 12700, fantastic CPU. I think you're gonna have a good time with it. If nothing else, it'll be a nice boost from the 10th gen. I remember, 8th through 10th gen, desktop and mobile Intel processors, i7s especially, had a lot of heat issues, so it'll be marginally better. I gotta double check on the 12th gen actually and see how bad it might be. But regardless, so that's kind of where that is. Just install your chipset drivers and you should be good to go. Yeah, pinch if you'd like to. Grab a DDU, display driver uninstaller. Grab that shit straight from Guru 3D at the official download page. And you can uninstall, I believe it does your Intel drivers now for your graphics chips. You can uninstall the graphics chip drivers. You can uninstall other graphics drivers if you want to just do a clean install and make sure everything's hunky-dory. And then reinstall them straight from an installer you download ahead of time. Good stuff. Oh, yeah, it does allow for Intel. Yeah. So overall, just make sure you update all of your stuff afterwards. You'll be smooth sailing. I hope that helps. Additionally, so we've got... Actually, I'll ask, do you have any follow-up questions if you happen to still be around? Looks like you're currently in chat. Give you a little bit to figure that out while I take a sip here. And I'll move on to the next person if you're busy. Either way, I hope this helps. Actually, I'll say anecdotally while I'm waiting. Graphics cards can get weird with that. I went from, I want to say... So I've mostly upgraded in line in terms of like the same grade of graphics card per generation, but I just kept going for the next one for a while. So I went, roughly, I went from a 960 up to a 1070, up to a 2070 Super, and then jumped to a 3080. And now I'm rocking a 3090 because I happened to find a used one that I slapped a bunch of fans on from a local seller. So I've seen weird shit happen when you upgrade different ones there. You start off with something that it's like, oh, everything works, graphics drivers are fine, no weird hitches or anything based on what I'm actually using and what settings I'm running games on. And then eventually it's like, hey, why is that having a weird stutter? And the answer is usually just reinstall the drivers, same version, like for the newest available version. If that doesn't work, roll back a version or two. NVIDIA makes it relatively easy. They have all their drivers on their website. Good stuff. But I have had weird issues with that. I don't think I've had a major issue with a CPU and motherboard swap. Honestly, you're handing your computer practically a new system to play with. You're just plugging everything back into that core again. So if you do have any issues, let me know, but that should be smooth sailing. Let's see. Oh, yeah, we got a tech question from Az in the middle of all this. How do I get all the little floating emotes on my stream? Also, follow up, how cute is my graphics card? Your graphics card? Cute. Oh, I need to see this. Wait a minute, what'd you end up getting? You gotta tell me what you have, because I actually need to see this. Maybe DM me over in Discord, I'll take a look. And how to get all the little floating emotes on your stream? Use Stream Elements. So, I believe I can do this. Yeah. Stream Elements. I use Stream Elements, which is this little site right here, which allows you to make little overlays for your stream. So yeah, they got HelloFresh ads and stuff because people do things with that. But you can do whatever overlays you want. There is an emote explosion overlay component that you can stick onto your stuff. Oh, bullshit. There is no way. No. Wait, sorry. The 4090 Ti isn't out yet, right? I'm not going insane, right? Oh, you're fucking with me. I know. Seriously, what do you got? But we'll buy it. You know, despite the price, I've thought every once in a while, because I do professional work outside of streaming and gaming, I've considered getting a 4090 for some stuff I use for rendering. You have a 3090. Yeah, no, I have a 3090 as well. It's a great card except for all the problems it has. So, shmeh. Friggin' NVIDIA, why are your prices so high right now? You're condemning crypto and mining, which I mean, I get it and good. But you spent so much time selling people cards at inflated prices saying, oh, it's because of availability problems. And now you're intentionally constraining supply and your prices are ridiculous for everything. It's nonsense. You think it's the TI, 3090 Ti? 3090 Ti would be really nice, actually. I wish I'd gotten that instead, but there wasn't one on the market for what I needed. When I got it locally from a Craigslist seller, Got it for what, $700, which is dirt cheap for this sort of thing. That was right when the 40 series was coming out, so I got lucky. Yeah, about 7 months ago, it lines up. You missed your question. Oh no, Ivor, you ran out. Okay. Speedrunning the answer again. You're fine. You are absolutely fine. No problems. Get that motherboard set up. Make sure that you update your BIOS. Go through any steps you need to for that. CPU, totally fine. What you can do to ensure everything's good to go is once you get all that installed and you boot up Windows again, as long as you've configured everything so that your main boot drive is the correct one that you're already using, so that's not a problem, Intel helpfully provides a chipset software and drivers page where you can grab a little automatic installer that will just update your chipset drivers. So if your computer acts a little weird once you've gotten everything set up, this should hopefully set it right. You can, oh no, I don't want to use Bing or whatever. Wait, what was that? Was that a search thing built in? Oh God, I don't use Edge usually. But yes, you're perfectly fine on that. I also recommended that you grab DDU or Display Driver Uninstaller and run this before you run the chipset update. Get rid of your Intel integrated graphics driver that's already installed because you're going from a 10 series to a 12 and the graphics drivers are different enough that's probably safe to do a wipe of that and then install the new ones using Intel's tool. Or better yet, grab your graphics drivers on Intel's official site first. Like, grab whatever you need that you know you will need. Grab your wireless drivers if you are using Wi-Fi and you have a wireless NIC built in that's like, you know, Intel based. As long as you've got all that set up on your computer, you've got all those installers ready, it is perfectly fine to just uninstall the old stuff, install the new stuff with the automatic updater. So there you go. I hope that answers your question. If you need any follow-up stuff answered, please let me know. And actually, even ask me right now if you got time, because I know I had asked you, but I guess you were away for a second. Oh, the hero. No, I'm not a hero. I'm just your local tech gremlin. I know approximate things about many things. But no, seriously, good tool. Display driver uninstaller. Grab this for your own peace of mind. It's just useful if you think your graphics drivers are broken. Good to have in general. And then we kind of shit talked NVIDIA for a little bit. That's all that happened. So there you go. Let's take a peek. So here's our hero Tech Daddy. Oh my God. You know, the Tech Daddy moniker was originally just a big joke. The whole gag about that was that it was, oh God, it was on an Apex stream. Literally one of the first like 10 streams I did. It was a joke about me. Oh, it's like, oh, Tech Daddy. Oh, yes, Tech Daddy. I need some help with my technology. Ooh, will your USB stick fit my port? Ooh. It was one of those. But I kept it because I originally was going to take offense at it and be like, no, nah. But I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. It's funny. I like the moniker. I'll stick with it. And it's been around ever since. So, next question, because that music cue is a good timer for that. All right. We got a question coming in from Down North. Hello, Down North. I believe Down North has an underscore after their name, but if you want to shout them out, look them up first. What kind of question do you have? A tech question. All right, we got a detailed one. I am looking for a new graphics card as my current one is a bit lacking, especially in the VRAM department. What I'm running right now is, and we've got listed, an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 3GB model. Ooh. An Intel Core i5 9400F, 32 gigs of RAM of some speed or another. I'm assuming that's running at 2667 or just under 3000 megahertz. Okay. And an ROG Strix Z370-G Gaming. Price roof is somewhere around $500, I think. I don't know how much a good one costs. Okay, this is going to be interesting. So based on what I'm reading here, so you got 500 buckaroonies. Well, first things first, in case you're wondering, Down North, your processor is perfectly fine. A 9400F is a perfectly fine CPU from the last few generations, or no, 4 now. It's good mid-range. Good stuff. So you're going to be fine in terms of that. You're not going to get anything that's going to be bottlenecked too hard by that. Question submitted. Oh, you actually have a question. Holy shit. Okay, I'll be looking at that next. Oh, I see it says there are 3 now. Okay. let me think for a second here. So there's one factor we hadn't considered, or I can't really consider here. The wattage of your PSU, your power supply. So you're using a 1060. If I'm not mistaken, what is the 1063 gigs wattage? Where are you? There you are. All right, wattage. About to 120 to 125 watts. Okay, depends on what you got. You have a budget of 120 to 125 watts if you are going to go 1-to-1 with power consumption. If you have a weaker power supply, let's say 500 watts or 450, you're going to have an interesting time trying to get newer graphics cards to run properly, regardless of the price you end up paying, right? I don't know how to spell Downward's name on Twitch. You have it right with the spelling there, but I think with an underscore, go look them up. Regardless. Why is I rated 81 out of 100? Fuck you, TechSpot. No. Fun fact, by the way, the GeForce GTX 1063 gig model, I'm not going to call it a scam, but it's definitely one of those cards that I look at and go, NVIDIA, why? You released a 6 gig model and a 3 gig model. The 3 gig model was like 20 bucks cheaper, I want to say. Oh, God, this is from an original review. 210. Oh my God. Time friggin' flies. In any case. So yeah, you're running out of VRAM in games, so you need something more. Well, lucky for you, every new graphics card, pretty much every single one, has at least 6 gigs of VRAM, usually 8, and it goes up from there. So anything you grab is going to help you out in that department. In terms of a one-to-one comparison though, well, let's do a little bit of a searchy search. You can't look it up, silly. I don't know them, they're not in Discord. Oh, I'm saying on Twitch. Regardless. Oh, hey Peng, what up? Down North here on Twitch. All right, that's fine. Let's take a peek here. All right, so Down North has a GTX 1063 gig, and we have $500 to play with. 500 American rubles. Is this a blank account? No, I said there was an underscore at the end. It's whatever. Howdy, Pang. We're doing tech support tonight, so I'm in the process of looking up a graphics card for someone who submitted a question. If you'd like, look at the pinned message at the top of chat, and you'll see that there is a little message letting you know that you can submit questions for me to answer on stream. Or, since you're already here, use a redeem that I just made the other day that lets you submit a question live right here. Let's see. So in terms of graphics cards that are available right now, let me see. Out of the RTX cards, so $500 is going to be interesting. Going anywhere from a 3060 up is going to be fun, and it's going to be a 2-generation leap. I would not recommend going for any of the 40 series cards with your budget because right now they're all overpriced as hell. Even the 4070 is like, that's on the edge of your budget, and that's not worth it. Yeah, nifty, indeed. So let's go with an RTX 3060 Ti. For those who don't know, so NVIDIA names their cards with a 1000 number mark for every generation, except for the 16 series, which is stupid and probably a sex joke. I heard a rumor about that once. It's weird. But the cards kind of go like this. You start off with their naming schema. You had, God, I'm remembering all the way back to the 400 series cards, but I know there was some stuff before. But it increased in 100s until it hit 1000. Then you had your 2000, then 3000, and now 4000. So the 3060, if you count from the bottom up in terms of the number in the tens place, basically going from 1 to 9, you go from weakest to best. And so the 60s are in the middle of the pack, basically. Your 50s they're middle of the pack, yes, but they tend to have a lot of cut down features compared to the next step up. From there, it's all incremental. 60 to 70 is pretty solid, 70 to 80 is great, 80 to 90, nonsensically powerful in comparison to each other one. Or just pop it on when Subathon stream refreshes? Ah. All right, thank you so much. Catch you later, Peng, or stick around if you want to stick around in the background. So, going from a 1063 gig model, again, that was a bit of a trap because most graphics cards that were worth a damn were starting to have around 6 gigs of VRAM and up at that time. Slower speed RAM, but, worked. So a 3060 is probably your best bet because it's not just 2 bumps up in performance. We're talking a 40+% increase in performance, minimum. I probably could look up a couple comparison sites for you. Now it says that the 3060 is starting at 330. I want to see how true that is. Let's take a look at Amazon for a second, just as a, no, I was just thinking, is that a good idea? You know what? We'll do the other route. build.reddit.com/r/build a PC sale. It's my favorite subreddit on the internet. Oh God, all my eyes. I forgot I don't have dark mode turned on. Please, I need dark mode. Ah, where is dark mode? My eyes, they burn. Damn it. Well, guess we're stuck with this. All right, let's see. Graphics cards, and I want to search by 3060. Well, what are the current prices on these things right now? Ooh, that's a nice refurbished one, actually. Ooh. That's with an associate code 26 days ago. Yeah, 3060s have not really been on a huge sale recently. Huh. That's weird. But yeah, 3060 will go for about 330 right now. In fact, Best Buy. Let's take a peek over there. With dark mode not enabled, I can't stay. My monitor's about to fry. Well, I'm sorry. I don't know what to do for... I'm using... Oh my God, please. Fucking... You know what? Amazon time. I will not select my address. Fuck you. Got pretty close to showing actual info there because I guessed wrong. Okay, 3060. Okay, those are pretty representative. So... The RTX 3060 is going, that's a 3050. It's going anywhere from about, what is this here? About 330 up. Now prices right now are pretty inflated due to all sorts of nonsense happening on the market, including Nvidia's new cards being overpriced, and so these are falling into a middle category. But yeah, so about 330 up. I'd say that the highest you should go with one of these is 350, but you really shouldn't. But I got a better idea for you. If you have a budget of $500, we can go a step up. So I mentioned how you go up from 1 to 9 in the tens place and you get more powerful stuff. Well, the jump between the RTX 3060 and the 3060 Ti, that's big. It's basically a 20% boost in performance for on average about $100 more. So a little under 20%. So in terms of what's available there, oh my God, they're selling Dell OEM cards now? That's, yeah, gross. If you can find one of these guys for cheaper at a local seller, go for it. Go for a 3060 Ti. Because I got to use one of these as a backup when my 3080 died and I had to send it over to Gigabyte for a refurb. Or, well, for an RMA, for a replacement. Just looking through. We're mostly looking at $400 for these guys. Now, a lot of these are renewed. If you see any cards that are listed as LHR, by the way, those are low hash rate. Let me zoom in a notch for you. Yeah, those are low hash rate, so they can't do crypto mining, which, I mean, hey, if you're not crypto mining, and you shouldn't be right now, yeah, it'll work. Quick little thing in terms of graphics card brands, which I wanted to point out as a little tip. So we've got 419, 500, yeah. Zotac as a manufacturer is one that I think is perfectly okay. It's not the best. I have always had at least one problem with every Zotac card I've had. Their quality control is perfectly okay, but stuff like issues with coil, LHR is just a driver setting. Yeah, the hardware can totally do it. The drivers just try their best to stop it. You can basically mod that out if you feel like it. But, so Zotac as a company, they are the budget brand. Besides PNY, which is Best Buy's internal selling brand, Zotac is fine. They usually have some nice features like freeze fan stop, active fan control, etc. So the fans will stop automatically if you're below a temperature threshold where the card is basically idle. It's nice if you want to make sure you have a quiet computer. I won't knock them for that. And a lot of other cards have that feature. But if you want to go heavier duty with a card that has a little extra oomph to it, maybe an OC edition card so it has overclock applied to it automatically, even though these they tend to be a little slower. Go for a Gigabyte card if you can. Gigabyte stopped manufacturing graphics cards with the newest generation. And it's sad because they are one of the best companies when it's come to that. In terms of how long they're going to keep their warranties up, who knows? But I have heard nothing but good things about their cards. And I personally owned a couple, so I can vouch for them. Asus's cards tend to be all over the place, but they're generally fine. MSI I've never had, can't speak to them. Yeah. Oh, you got your PNY. Generic ass looking brand. So out of all the ones I'm seeing here, if you want to go for, hey, I wanted to stick within my budget, you want to go for that, go for the Zotac. It'll be perfectly fine, and it'll be pretty quiet, all things considered. Let's check and see what 3070s are going for right now. Oh, no. Oh, wait, hold on. That's actually pretty good. That's renewed. Oof. That could be fine. Honestly, getting a renewed or a used graphics card, not a bad thing. It can be good sometimes, especially if you're on a budget. Go for something that's renewed, that has a warranty attached to it, and you're set. Hey, Meyer, what's up? Welcome to the stream. We are currently searching for a graphics card for Down North, who was looking for a card under $500. Yeah, so a bunch of renewed cards are going for like $500. No joke, if you can do that and go for a 3070, the jump between a 3060 and a 3070 is marginal, but it's enough that it might help you in the long run, especially if you're going to go for 2K monitor gaming or high refresh rate, 1080p to 2K. It'll help you a little bit. Oh, that's a 3070 Ti. That's also why that one's so expensive. More Resident Evil soon. Whoa, oh, over on your channel? When are you doing that? Shooting McBang stick, goddamn. Skip 2K, go from 1080 to 4. I mean, we're gonna have a debate about that. Tex, we're gonna have a debate. I use currently two 2K screens. I got my one over here that I'm looking at all of your comments and stuff on, and I got my main screen. Both of these are Dell SDGF, blah, blah, blah. I always forget the rest of the name of the thing, but it's one of the ones that keeps going on sale for like $300, $330. These screens are fantastic. They're the best. Your 2-year-old M1 can do 4K gaming, but do you need to multitask? That's the thing. Can you run everything on the highest settings? I know. You talked to me before about how your M1 Mac is incredible and that M2s are even better. I believe you, because they are. I have to see that. I have to see what frame rates you end up getting. My experience is that if you're going multi-monitor and you want to have it more than one, which most streamers tend to for one reason or another, you really want to go for 2K, 144 hertz, lock them to 120 hertz or 100 hertz, 30 to 40. Well, that's the thing. You may not prioritize frame rate. I kind of do. I'm insane. So going with a little extra oomph, whether it's the frame buffer, you want to make sure that you have a little bit of extra VRAM on the card. So maybe a 3060 makes more sense for you with 12 gigs. It's going to be slower VRAM, but it's more. So you won't end up with weird stutters if in the future you have a Last of Us Part 1 again, where the game wants 8 gigs of VRAM at minimum, which is nonsense. But more realistically, you want cards with higher clock speeds. Second thing I always look out for when it comes to any of these things, and again, I'm trying to go past the 3070 Ti's, go for ones with more fans. Go for ones with bigger fans. In my personal opinion, the best thing you can do for yourself is get yourself a graphics card. Oh my God, please. I do not need to look at this stuff. Why? I don't need Microsoft. I don't need you telling me how to get better prices. Interrupted me. Yeah. Holy fans. Goddamn. But honestly, yeah. Going for anything with large fans that has a blow-through design, they just run cooler. And a cool graphics card is a happy one. You do not want to be running that thing at redlining temperatures constantly. You don't want that thing above 80 all the friggin' time. My 3090 is hot. It is hot as hell. It is toasty. But I keep that thing under control because I want that thing to last. Same thing goes for this. Let's take a peek here. Let's see, messages. That's the low-end machine, yes. 4K ultra settings while streaming at 1080p 60 to Discord. Well, if you're running at 30 to 40 FPS on that, that's actually pretty impressive with such a small chip. You know, an SoC like that is probably getting hammered by it. But again, high frame rates is the thing for me. I will drop details any day to make sure a game runs a bit smoother, at least in competitive stuff. Cinematic stuff doesn't really matter. Next time you're at the office, you'll load up Baldur's Gate 3 and stream it. Hell yeah, I want to see how that thing works. I'm interested. But yeah, if you're going for anything from a 1080p screen to 2K, you're going for two 1080p or two 2K screens. A 3070 is the lowest I'd go for, and if you can grab that thing literally for $500, do it. It's a good graphics card. Going further than that, well, the prices jump into the 900s, which is friggin' stupid. Don't even bother. Machine is only pulling 30 watts. Now, text, actually, you know what? I'll bring that up. Screw it. Hold on. M2 Mac. I want to see. Here we go. MacBook Air. Oh, I don't want the Air. I want the Pro. No. Mac. Yes. Pro. Yes. Yes. There we go. Let's learn more. Oh, look at Apple's very pretty material here. How about Air? Well, it's actually better. The Air is better now. They actually made it a proper machine instead of like a glorified Chromebook in terms of specs from years ago. Yes, let me go ahead and just zoom out to 100%. There we go, much better. Not the MacBook Pro. Oh, you're using the Air. Ooh, snazzy. That said, I commend Apple for making a system on a chip that just is packed full of features. That's incredible. Their M2 Pro and M2 Max models, incredible stuff. You're talking about a Mac Pro, a literal Mac Pro, like not a trash can Mac, because I know they stopped doing those, but like that form factor, desktop. Yeah, those are great. But yeah, Apple's gone from kind of just edging themselves with like, oh, we'll do a 4-core 8-thread machine. We'll work on an 8-core 16. They're doing 12-core, 12-core CPU, 19-core GPU monsters with unified memory on the chip. So the latency between components is nothing. Every computer you can buy, part-wise, buying a pre-built, otherwise, they're going to have a bit of speed. They're going to have some speed constraints that the new Macs don't have. But software is the problem for Apple, in my opinion. The fact that they don't support gaming as well as they should, and they don't advertise that these things can even game, they gotta start doing that. M1 Max, MacBook, or Mac Pro, 64 gigs. Nice. Aren't the chips that didn't benchmark well? No. They benchmarked well. They benchmarked not as well as people wanted for the new ones. They're much better, but still. Very pretty stuff. Gotta say, their UI design is always beautiful. I actually appreciate that they stopped hijacking my screen as I scroll. That's actually kind of nice, because they did that on the last couple of release websites. Oh, ProRes transcodes times, yeah. Oh, wait, why did they drop off the numbers? Apple, I want to see the numbers. I want to see the literal numbers. Whatever. They've been advertising for several years now and showed current generation games running in emulation mode, running on par better than Windows. I mean, I get it. Compatibility layers have come a long way. I have a Steam Deck. That thing runs Windows games pretty much all right. Like, there's a few games here and there, especially games with anti-cheat that just will not run. But otherwise, nah. ARM processors are nice. Linux is nice. Unix systems in general are quite nice. Yes, I know Linux is not Unix. It is a subtype. But, stuff's getting better. Beautiful. Time to raid. What do you mean? Wait, what do you mean time to raid? What are you talking about? We're not done yet. Az, what are you? I'll be back later. Oh, you're literally raiding on Destiny 2. Sorry, when somebody says raid, I think of a very different thing when it comes to streaming. I hear that and go, wait, what? You want me to leave? All right, I'll catch you when you get back. Let's see, that is how they demoed the M1, a Tomb Raider game running under Rosetta 2 with about a 30% hit. It's still a hit, but that's nice. Twitch keeps stopping the stream. Oh, I hope it's not on my end. Gonna raid my closet. Thanks. I don't have have you seen me? I don't have fashion sense. What are you talking about? Why would you raid my closet? I have like multiple hoodies and every single H&M black shirt I can possibly find. I'm that guy. Stop your win 64x. Stop it. No. Stop trying to wear my stuff. I look good? Alrighty. I could always look better. Wink. I can't wink. Wink. I'll work on it. You've seen your LinkedIn profile picking about shit. Hey! I know you've literally seen my face, so you know, but like, I have fashion sense. What are you talking about? That's from a few years ago. Stop it. Well, I know you would, Laura. I know you'd like what you see. All right. Let's get away from Apple's nonsense for a second and look at some other people's nonsense. Somebody else sent me a thing. Response. We got a third response. Refresh the page, see if anything else came in. Oh, Hellhounds. Yo, what up? How's it going? We're doing tech support questions today. We have just gotten a new question sent in, so I'm going to take a look at that. over in the farm. Oh, this will be a quick one. And we actually have a story of what I did to help somebody else out after that, because I helped somebody else out off stream, but I really should have left it for the stream. But I'd be happy to show you guys what I ended up doing, because it helped them out a lot, and I hope it helps anyone else out who's looking to upgrade their PC on a budget. Yes. All right, with the potato here, we can continue. All right. So, Lorelei Sylvanas. Oh, hey, you sound familiar. Wink. Lorelei wants to have a tech question answered. So I've noticed that before stream, you will switch between your scenes in OBS to check settings and everything, but it doesn't actually switch the scene while you're streaming. How do you do that? There are so many times I start stream and I forget to update or change my game scene, and I can't fix it till I switch. Help! Oh, it just seems to do it when it switches resolutions. Just set it to be, yeah. I think Twitch has been having some weird issues lately. I had issues with like YouTube and TikTok uploading videos the other day. So I don't know, like, internet's on the fritz. I don't know. Talk to Cloudflare or something. Probably their issue. Or, well, no, they're using Amazon servers. Talk to Amazon Web Services and, like, yell at them. So, Laura, there is a little button in OBS called Studio Mode. In fact, let me just, Studio Mode, OBS. There's the wiki. So, no, that's not it. No, not the overview. Studio Mode, there we go. So, Studio Mode is, I'll just zoom in so everyone can see what the hell I'm looking at. Studio Mode is a very helpful little button that is under your controls menu. So when you're starting up your stream, you have your start streaming, start recording, start virtual camera. Maybe you'll have replay buffer enabled, so you'll have that button there. This is an old tutorial. And then there's Studio Mode. Oh, you're opening it now. Sweet. Oh, AWS is under monopoly investigation in the UK. Oh, so they're breaking their services to prove they're not a monopoly. Ayo. But yeah, Studio Mode's right there. If you hit Studio Mode, what's gonna happen? Oh, well, this is showing how to do these. Stop. I don't want your newsletter. Stop it. Okay. It'd be really nice if it just showed more screenshots, because I need more of those. Damn it. It's whatever. When you start Studio Mode, what happens is you'll see a side-by-side view of your program and your live feed. So it's like an old VTR video studio setup, like actual physical video switching. You got your one screen that's all for preview to see what's about to come on, and you have your screen for what's live. And in the middle of the two, you're gonna see a little interface. If I can find a friggin' picture. There we go. You'll see a little interface. This is low res, but you get the picture. Where you can hit transition to use your default transition to move between the scenes. You can cut with a quick transition, or fade to black, etc., or manually fade between the two. So that's how I do it. When you have Studio Mode open, you will not see the preview on stream. You'll only see program. So you've got your program feed, which is active, and your preview feed, which is the one you're testing out and checking things on. When you have that open, you can click on any scene that you have in your scene list, and it'll just show it over in preview. Will not go to program until you transition. If at any point you click on the Studio Mode button again, or you set up a hotkey and hit the hotkey again, boop, goes away. So it just stays on the program feed, no harm, no foul. So if you need to switch your games around, or change a setting, or add a little gag on a screen that you forgot to, that's the way to do it. Additionally, when you have that open, if I'm not mistaken, it'll show the audio mixer settings for the scene that is in your preview. So yeah. Oh, AWS and Microsoft, yeah. Now all of them are under investigation, Jesus. What'd you miss? Meyer just gave Lorelei a quick little tutorial on how to use the Studio Mode function in OBS. Sorry for the screenshot resolution. This is garbage. You are very welcome. I hope that helps. Yeah, OBS is, it continues to get better. So, we had another thing pop up. So, let's take a look and see if anyone else... Did I miss anyone else here? No, I answered as. Okay. What else do we got? Well, if nothing else I could say, I had a very nice conversation, back and forth, with Emrys the Librarian, who I do not know if they popped up in stream yet, but I'm going to go through our little thread on Twitter. Now, what I'm wondering is if I can show that, or if it's going to lead to problems, because it'll show personal info on the side by accident. I don't want to capture the wrong screen. I'll just go through blow by blow and see what I can do about answering their questions live again, I guess. Let me see. First things first. Emerus the Librarian. Where is their stream? Oh no, is it on their profile? I know that they went on hiatus for a little bit. I'm not sure if they're still on hiatus. But you can find them at Emerus Librarian on Twitter. I'll go ahead and send a link out here so you can all see this poison. Hey. So I'll be going through their questions slowly but surely. Let's see, Meyer. My flying machine in Minecraft keeps breaking in my bamboo farm. How many tips on how to fix that? Unfortunately, this is a tech support stream, not a block support stream. I know not of blocks nor blockchains. I wish I could answer your question, seriously, Meyer. Also, in your bamboo farm, probably because you're flying into stuff. Let's be fair. Do you have a license for that thing? Are you forklift certified? Are you plane certified? Taxi said, something I like that OBS did is they adopted the native streaming frameworks on Mac OS so it can capture audio and video correctly, yet Discord still hasn't, so Discord can't share the audio without special software. That's dumb. I mean, that kind of goes for all Electron-based apps, right? They're all basically just Chromium in a box, so... unless someone decides to update what version they're using and then compile using that, double checking what they're going to be using for capture, it's always going to be a little out of date. OBS is? Really? Are you sure about that? It doesn't act like one. Electron is just Chrome in a box. This doesn't really act like that. I'll have to double check that later. Actually, you know what? I'm right here. Why not? OBS Electron. Is it? Keep typing things wrong. Is it? OBS Studio. Written in C/C++ and built with Qt. Oh no, it's using Qt for graphical stuff. Is that true, or did they change that over? I swear they did with one of the updates. Yeah, that's neato, actually. Okay, so they're not falling to the scourge and using that shit. All right. You put Joe in your eyeball. Oh my god.
Daddy, here. I got the answers for most of your text questions. Ask away. Love you lots too.
Love you lots too. Aw. Okay. So, Emerus the Librarian had asked me a few questions over the last couple of days. I think Monday I helped them out. So they asked me, hey, I'm looking for an upgrade to my computer. My current computer is about 3.5 years old. It's a Dell Alienware Intel i7 with 16 gigs of RAM, and they handed me some info. It was running an Intel Core i7-9700, not K, so not overclocked. So we got that, and 16 gigs of RAM, and graphics card wise, they have an RTX 2060. So I looked at that and thought immediately, your computer's fine. Unless you're doing something super heavy duty, that's a good machine. Perfectly fine for the time when you got it. Great for now. But they want more. Oh, let's see. Double check. No, yeah, it's accurate. It's using Qt. So, Emerus asked me about what could I do to stay under $2,000 for a new machine. And that's where we ran into issues. Because $2,000, it's weird. Current PC building is a pain in the ass because you got a lot of parts that are cheap. You got CPUs that are cheap from this last generation of socket types. So not the newest stuff. Any AM5 board, so the newest AMD processors, or any 13th gen Intel processor and motherboard, we're talking like $200 minimum for the motherboard itself. AMD just came out with a chipset that is a little cheaper, and that's ridiculous. The fact that I could get a motherboard a few years back before, COVID hit for about $75 and then grab a CPU for maybe $200 and you have half a working machine, that's not happening anymore. But with older stuff, by older I mean literally from the past couple of years, you can do really nicely. It's like right now, for example, let's go for Ryzen. I'm thinking. Let's go with a 5600. So I started looking around for parts, basically. But okay, 3600. What's the current pricing on this on Amazon? All right, 150 right now. So for 150 buckaroonies plus about 80 bucks for motherboard, if you want to get a cheaper one, again, you have half a machine. You can basically go with a 5600G or 5700G and have a computer that you don't even need a graphics card for if you're going for low-end stuff. But Embers wanted an upgrade. Oh, hold on. Oh, I can answer this question.
Plug in a Nintendo Switch Pro controller and Steam will see it, and it just works for games on Steam.
Yes, no, that's absolutely true. Yeah. No, the Switch Pro controller will just work. Same goes for the PS5 controller, although personally I prefer using... Oh, you can't see it. I personally prefer using DS4 Windows to control the input for that because it offers a few extra settings that Steam doesn't. But, yeah. Save me money getting a controller, yeah. So, I started looking through info for them and going, well, we need to figure out what you actually want to buy. So, it used to be... in the last couple years, if you had $1,000, boom, you're set. Get your new PC. You're gonna get something that's better than it was before. But now we're starting to get into funky territory. Because the PC that he showed me, again, had, what was that? A 9700. That's a Intel 9th gen processor, 8 cores, 8 threads, so it doesn't have multi-threading. So performance-wise, it's definitely behind the times, but not by much. Helps to have hyper-threading. So I put together a part list. I believe this is what he sent to me based on a YouTube video that he watched, saying, hey, this is the best PC you can buy for the money right now using new parts. And I looked at it and went, my dude, are you high? Let's zoom in a little here. Let's get a little closer, getting a little closer. We're looking at an Intel Core i9 13900K. For $560, Jesus. No, that's a quarter of your budget right there. Not even including tax, are you kidding me? Jesus. So you got that. You got your NZXT Kraken Z73, 73.11 CFM liquid CPU core, $284. My God. That's a 3 slot. What is that? What is that? Now I gotta know. Does it have any info here, please? Oh, I spit on my screen. Bleh. It's got 3 fans, I believe. Yeah, here we go. Kraken Z73. Is that a... Oh, it's a 360 millimeter. So that's 3 120 millimeter fans stacked on top of each other. It looks beautiful, I'll give them that. But that is a price. Oh my God. No, you do not need to do that. Gross? Yeah. Oh, gross because the spin speed. Bleh. Sorry. Oh, sorry. I'm doing the Britishism thing, not because I'm British, but because I keep hearing it that way.
Gross.
Oh my God. They stacked it up with Corsair Vengeance LPX 16 gig kits. It's 2 8 gig sticks each. Now, mind you, this is the cheapest part of the build, and I looked at it and went, it's actually pretty good pricing now. 16 gigs for $43, that's a steal now. Used to be so much more before. And having it be 3200 megahertz DDR4 memory, interesting choice. Wait, but that made me, wait a minute, hold on. Wait. Wait a minute. What motherboard is that? Asus ROG Strix Z 690A gaming Wi-Fi motherboard. It's an ATX board, that's a big one. 309, holy crap, hold on, wait. What kind of RAM does this take? What? Wait, but that's 13th gen. That should be taking DDR5. Wait, what? What the hell kind of board is this? Wait, the thing is, I looked at that price for the RAM, went, that's too reasonable. Why is DDR5 that cheap? It's not DDR5. Why? You're cutting yourself out of the knees for no reason. Oh my God. What am I looking at? Alrighty. Point is, he was looking for 32 gigs of RAM in the build. This is the way to do it. For a DDR4 build, yeah, that's a good set. Samsung 970 EVO Plus, 2 terabyte hard drive, honestly pretty great. A RTX 3080 Ti video card. That is overpriced as is. For that price, I hate saying this. For that price, you might as well go for a 4080. Go for the new one. Go for the new one. It's $1,200. Just buy it there. Buy it on NVIDIA's website. I think it's available straight from them right now. If you really want to pay that much for a GPU, get the new one. But I just saw this build, the mid-tower case, Leon Lee 011 Dynamic. Heck yeah, that's a great case. And a Corsair RM 850X honestly could go with about a 1,000 watt power supply at that point, because you're hidden, your wattage up here, 726 watts, you were hitting a bit of a wall. And of course a copy of Windows 11 Home, which, fun fact by the way, you can transfer your current license of Windows to a new machine. So that's not a worry. Oh, that helps for Ivor as well. You do not need to reactivate Windows using a brand new key that you gotta buy. You can transfer it over using your Microsoft account. Do that before you disassemble your computer. Please, please, please. Oh, are you still here? Yes, you are. Okay, I hope you're hearing me. You do not need to buy a new copy of Windows. Transfer the license. It is fine. So you could save yourself $100 or so doing that. But goddamn, there is... Bruh. That is a machine. I do like that PC part picker actually tells you if slots are covered. That is nice. But yeah, no other SATA drives for storage. Prices are all over the place, going for the brand new stuff. That is absurd. It comes out to a grand total of $2,968.14. Thanks, blah blah. But yeah, no, I'm just, oh, my head hurts looking at this. That is too expensive. So I talked with Emrys a little more and asked, hey, are you sure about that? They said no. They said they didn't know what they were doing, and not to insult them anymore, they literally were just trying to figure out what the heck kind of parts they could get for $2,000. And this was the one that a YouTuber recommended for a huge build. Even for that, I don't recommend that. I think that this is an absurd waste of money. There is better stuff you can get per dollar than this. What do you got here? I have to help check my throne to list off what friends and I found for your PC. You already have the case. Ooh. Yeah, no, feel free to let me know what the heck you got. Because, hey, if I'm going to do tech help, okay, judge is the wrong word. But I will gladly take a look at what you bought. I'm happy to see and kind of rate what you got, give you some recommendations, maybe a build tip or two, because some parts can be weird, especially CPU coolers. What kind of case did you get? Feel free to shoot that over. In the meantime, still going through Emrys' story. I recommended to go with a 3000 series GPU from NVIDIA. AMD's GPUs are cheaper and, in my opinion, raw dollar to frame performance, incredible. But NVIDIA's tech, especially if you're streaming, tends to work out better. The newest stuff from AMD is the only stuff I'd recommend. I usually stick to the highest end of what they have if I recommend anything from AMD graphics card wise right now. CPU wise, that's a different story. What do you got here? Haven't bought yet, they're all slow builds. I just watched the Tetris movie. Computers should have stopped there. 1989 was peak PC. I missed that stuff. People want to donate to get the parts, that's up to them. Yeah, no, parts can be expensive, depending on what your totals are at. Hellhounds, I'll take a look over at your throne later, if you don't already send links and stuff or talk about what parts you bought. But please let me know in chat if you'd like. I'm curious to see. So with all that in mind and going, hey, Emrys, please do not burn all of your budget on this stuff, please. We made some adjustments. I tossed him over at Skytech Gaming and iBuyPower and a couple of other pre-built manufacturers and looked for anything that was under 2K that looked relatively reasonable. Part of what I wanted to do was also avoid forcing him to build the PC himself if he wasn't confident. From my personal perspective, PCs are adult Legos. They're not even adult Legos, they're just Legos. They're electronics. You're sticking wires together, sticking things into slots. It is practically foolproof with a few exceptions. As long as you look up the parts, make sure they're compatible, use something like PC Part Picker. Make sure there's no compatibility issues. This has a compatibility issue potentially. There might be a different mounting adapter you gotta stick on for that cooler, for example, because it may not fit that board. It'll tell you stuff like that, so you don't have to worry about the small stuff. It'll give you warnings. So I went over here and realized Skytech Gaming happened to have their Azure model, which has a Intel Core i7-12700F with a 3.6 gigahertz base clock and 4.8 gigahertz boost clock. Whew. Computers are getting fast. That's the one thing I will say about 80s computers to now. Just exponential curve in performance. I like the simplicity. I also think this is neat. It has an RGB tower cooler. That's not a tower cooler. Not quite what I would expect from tower. That's a standard OEM one. I hope that's not correct. It includes 3 120mm fans, so the computer will have attic cooling. As far as I can tell, I think... there's no other pictures. Shoot. Oh, approximate look. It's probably in the front to draw air in through cracks in the case, and then the back. Practically foolproof. Let me tell you, sir, I was called out to help a friend's kid fix his custom build. It wouldn't boot, fresh build. Everything looked good. He's not a dumb kid. He didn't seat the RAM correctly. Yeah. Oof. That was $100. Oh my god. I wish I could charge that to a kid. I don't know. But yeah, no, that's the one thing people screw up when they're first building a computer, I've noticed. Everything else they're very careful with. They're like, okay, let me make sure everything's placed correctly. The RAM, you gotta force that in there. You gotta just pop that in. That's your tech support rate. Fair enough. I gotta charge more. In any case. Yeah, so you gotta really pop the RAM in there. When you hear it click into place, you did it right. Anything less, you are asking for something to be unseated. That starts when you leave the location I'm at. I gotta charge for my travel time too. Gosh. Continuing on for purposes of reading off this whole thing, it has a B660 motherboard. Perfectly fine. Good stuff. Actually pretty good. 32 gigs of RAM clocked at 3000 megahertz, which if I'm not mistaken, Intel machines don't care too much about RAM speed past a certain point. This is fine. Has an RTX 3070 in it, a 1 terabyte NVMe, so good, fast storage. The only thing that worried me about this thing when I was looking for price-to-price comparisons, the power supply. That's a 650 watt power supply. That is fine. For this computer, it'll run just fine. But if you want to upgrade past that, if for some reason the 3070 wasn't enough in the future, or he needed even more hard drives, like 6 hard drives plugged in, eventually you're going to go over that wattage limit. A transient spike's going to happen. Your graphics card is going to decide to have some sort of hissy fit, and your computer's going to go black and then pop back on, and it's going to freak out. It happens. So my advice is always overspend on your power supply. Never go for the min. Yeah, not enough room. Yeah, it is just on the edge of acceptable. It will work. The 3070 will not crash, usually. It's on the edge. You really want a little more. Because, to remind people, in case you're curious, 650 watt power supply, that doesn't mean it'll run up to 650 watts and then die. That is 650 watts at optimal power. That is at 80% load. It'll be worse if you're putting more load on it. It'll have functionally a little less capacity if you start redlining the thing. The higher you get to completely saturating the thing with power needs, the more it starts to get a little screwy. And eventually, it doesn't feed the power properly. Your GPU crashes. Shmeh. Do you want just the Throne wishlist link? Honestly, Hellhounds, go on ahead. Absolutely. I'll take a look myself live here on stream. If you have any, like, dildos on there, please put them away. Too many people added those to mine. It would be nuts. 3 for 650 watts. No promises won't explode going over that. Yeah, yeah, no promises. Okay, we got... Oh, that's going to show the collection of computer part... Oh, Hellhounds, you actually have to share that because that is just a generic computer parts wishlist collection link. That's local to you. I can't view that. That's not on my account. I'll let you go ahead and sort that for a sec. I'll continue the story. It comes with Windows 10 Home, ready for Windows 11. Yeah, everything is. And it comes with Wi-Fi. So this thing, $1,500 in free shipping. Given current prices, that ain't bad. Yeah, no worries, Hellhounds. Take your time figuring that out. Not a problem. I'll continue through the story. So I decided, you know what? No, I'm going to build you a better list. Let's get you to around that price. Because I think it was actually $1,300 last time I checked. And I went for $1,300. I decided to go with the same processor, 12700F. I went with a better cooler. This is, honestly, could probably go for something better, but for $27, can't beat this. An ID cooling, pretty decent basic tower cooler. Oh, thank you, Ralphie, thank you. Oh, I got the Hellhounds wishlist. All right, I'll check that out in a sec. Where does that actually open? Oh, it opens in Chrome. Okay, hold on a sec. All right. All right, I'll take a look at this first, and then I'll bring it over to your list because I'm curious to see. No worries. So yeah, CPU core, I went for a basic tower cooler with a 120mm fan. Actually, I believe this is one with a 140. Nope, this was the 120. Regardless, went for a cooler that will be perfectly fine for that CPU. Honestly, could go a notch above, but I was trying to stick to budget. Grabbed an Asus Prime B660MA Wi-Fi motherboard. So $150. Motherboards were expensive right now. And I did go with DDR4. I didn't go up to the 13th gen because I figured for his budget, I want to stay lower to give him room for new monitors and other peripherals because nobody ever thinks about that for some reason. For memory, I grabbed Team Group T-Create Expert RAM. So that is, Team Group basically just rebadges all their RAM to seemingly random names. But for $36, 16 gigs each of DDR4 RAM running at 3200 megahertz, not bad. CL16, fantastic. Doesn't have high latency. $36 per pack. 16 gigs, you got 32. Now, realistically, you could buy a 2x16 gig pack and then upgrade later, but I was going for budget and I was going for the basics. This seemed fine. Oh, thank you for lurking, Ralphibus. All right. For storage, I picked out a Samsung 970 EVO Plus 1 terabyte. Solid storage, good stuff. For video card, I grabbed another 3070. I grabbed an LHR, or low hash rate one, because those tend to be cheaper. And you can mod it if you want. I could have gone for a cheaper one of these, probably $500. It's fine. Personally, I stick with Crucial for RAM. Crucial is great. Crucial RAM I've never had a problem with. They've always been good, and they have a good warranty. Just saying. But Team Group as a cheapo option from Amazon and Newegg, I have never had a problem with them. They're usually using SK Hynix rebranded dies, so it's usually eDie RAM, which I'm trying to remember the hierarchy for this because I never dove into this. eDie RAM tends to be, I believe it's the one that's a little worse for overclocking. I gotta double check. eDie, was it eDie? I forget how it goes with the letters. It's good. The RAM's fine. I have not had an issue with these guys, but you are right that you could probably go with a more mainstream brand. Regardless, pricing-wise, just grabbing stuff. I grabbed a Rosewell Zircon 1 ATX tower case. It's one of the fun ones that has the little slots on the side for airflow to come through. Super basic, but it gets the job done, and it's got plenty of room for expansion and a shroud for your power supply, so you don't really need to worry too much about that. Plus, tons of USB headers on the front, including 2.0 for your peripherals. Not too shabby. Crucial is a subsidiary of Micron. That's right. Yes, they're one of the major DRAM makers. Yes. So good thing to go with them. And finally, for the power supply, sticking with the same wattage, I know, I grabbed a Thermaltake Tough Power GF1 650 watt. Now, if I wanted to step up a little more, honestly, a 750 or 850 watt, that would probably be preferable. But the estimated wattage of this entire build, 508 watts. Stick on some hard drives and you're probably closer to 530, 540. But this is pretty all right. Like, if you want to go for extra expandability for later, spend yourself an extra $20, get yourself an 850. 850 watt, I need to be specific. So, yeah. I picked all this out and sent it over to him, and he was happy with the answer. Took a look and went, yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Let me see about buying one. I went, well, so here's the thing. Graphics card prices are currently a little stupid. So what you want to do is stick to my method. Take a look around, PC, part picker, find parts you like, build your build. This one's 1.3K total, not a bad amount of money. And then, don't buy your computer. Go instead to build a PC sales on Reddit. This subreddit has saved my ass. There are new cards, new CPUs, new motherboards listed all the time. They usually focus on deals. So you'll see, for example, right now, so Seagate has their Barracuda 8 terabyte, slower drives, okay, but it's $12.5 per terabyte, which is a great rate there, good price for 100 buckaroonies. Perfectly fine from Best Buy. Let me zoom in a little so people can actually read this because I'm on a 2K screen. I'm streaming at 1080p. That's the Team Group. We've got an NVMe drive, 2 terabytes, 3D NAND. I'd have to see if it has DRAM, but I'm gonna look at that one. That's $80 for 2 terabytes. Ooh, well, that ain't bad. Again, it's Team Group, so who knows basically in terms of quality, but I'll take it. Point is, these guys have a lot of new stuff listed every single day. Every moment a new deal comes up, and it'll tell you if it's expired, new stuff will be listed. So I showed him some of the pre-builds that have been posted recently, including, this is the thing, you find some good shit here. For $900 US, Lenovo was selling their Legion Tower 5 AMD build. Not too bad. The storage was the only problem. 256 gigabyte SSD plus 1 terabyte hard drive. I double checked. If I'm not mistaken, they were using 7200 RPM standard hard drives. So not a bad deal. Faster physical drives, but honestly, you want SSDs these days. Unless you're building a NAS or something, you just want to have everything. You just want to have storage on storage. All right, Best Buy site's freaking hardly loading. Whatever. But the point is, it was $900, and at last I checked, it was somewhere in the ballpark of $1,300 or so, which is too much for this. But I told him, the second that shows up again for $900 US, screw my comment about the 3070. Grab this thing. Grab that immediately. Sell the 3060, get yourself a 3070 on the used market, pop it on in. If I'm not mistaken, it also had a power supply with 700 watts to it, so. Just saying, personal recommendation, build a PC sales, that subreddit on Reddit can have some incredible stuff on there. Read the comments. People leave good advice here. They will tell you if something's wrong. They will tell you if you should watch out for something. There's this HP Envy desktop, for example. It's a 64 gig in a pre-built, which is weird. A hard drive that isn't larger than the SSD. I'm assuming it's like, was that Costco? Costco. So let's see. Hold on. So we got HP Envy desktop, 12th gen Intel Core i7. Come on. 64 gigs, 3200 megahertz. The hard drives are equal. That's weird. Okay. 3070, sure. Decent. Okay. Has a Thunderbolt 4 slot. That's weirdly decent. What the hell? Huh. Why? Anyway. People freaked out a bit and they're like, what? What the hell? Why is it like this? Some people said it should be cheaper. Overall, yeah, you can find better machines for lower price points by trolling the subreddit in the traditional sense, not the be an asshole sense. Take a peek through, see if good stuff pops up. They almost always do. Now, because I waited too long to do this, Hellhounds, you're still here. Let's take a look at your throne. Let's see those parts. I'm excited. I want to see what you ended up grabbing or are about to grab. Got a lot of stuff. Computer parts. Bloop. All right. Let's take a peek. Let me get myself a little bit of a drink because I desperately need that. I should have brought ice with me. It's actually warm today, surprisingly. There we go. All right, water. Tex, feel free to correct me at all if I am horribly wrong about something. Pretty sure I'm not, but just, yeah. Don't buy stuff unless you need it. Don't buy new computer parts unless you're really looking for the new parts to do something with it, have a purpose for it, and look around for deals constantly. Hey, DC Elite Gamer, what up? It's been a bit. How are you doing? Oh, you will. Yeah, of course you'll correct me. I know you at this point. Let's take a peek. You sexy bitch. I'm not sexy at all. What are you talking about? You're breathtaking. Good to hear that you're doing good. All right, we just went through a few tech questions, and I went through the saga of Emerson the Librarian asking me on Twitter what to build with about $2,000 US, and I tossed him a build for $1,300, which is pretty nice. All right, Hellhounds, let's take a look. What are you about to buy? You said that the case is the only thing that was purchased. Is it not shown here? Oh, it's already been, okay, it's already been bought. Another question. Oh, and you know, Hellhounds, if you want to go ahead and post a link to the case, post that in chat. I'll take a look at that directly. But in the meantime, let's look at other parts. So you got 2 headphones listed. Remove previous, don't need a... Okay, you got 2 of these. You got a Bluetooth active noise canceling headphone. Oh, Laura's got a question. What kind of a RAM stick do you got? Patch phase. I'll have you know. I do enjoy having a large amount of RAM. Dual channel is quite nice, I hear. The headphones aren't really for PC. All right. Tech Daddy mode out. Tech support in. Headphones aren't really for PC. Those are for your phones. You can walk about without Google Assistant bothering you. Nice. Honestly, yeah, those are cheapo, okay headphones, I'm assuming. What are these, $50 right now with their upcharge? Yeah, these will be fine. I'm pretty sure I've seen these literally in my area, like at a Best Buy or something. Okay, good. Ergonomic computer chair. Yes, get one of these. Mesh backs are nice. I have right here. Twist my neck. I've got myself a Secret Lab chair. They're nice, but this is a luxury. And on top of that, the back could be nicer. Mesh backs last forever, feel good. Oh, let me see the case. Let me see. Yo, it's one of the classic ones. I love these guys. Check this shit out. Fractal design, Focus G, mid tower, computer case, ATX, high airflow. Yeah, these are classics. I love these guys. They're big, expansive. I don't need your music. Sexy shots, yeah. I love these so much. You have no idea. There's something nostalgic about their design. Feels like a mix of old PC and new PC. You sit in a wooden chair that your grandpa used to use, left dents in your thighs. Ugh. Yeah, no, new chair is gonna be a priority. Get a new one, please. Your back will thank you later, if nothing else. But yeah, Fractal design, their cases are just good. Standard solid stuff. And these are quite modular. You can usually pop stuff out, pop it in pretty nicely. Pretty sure this has a hard drive bay in it that you can just pop straight out. Oh, you just don't even need to install them, actually. Yeah. Quality stuff. Back to Throne. Okay. You have an InnoGear microphone arm. Yes! I have one of these, or I had, past tense. I used to have one of these. It's sitting in my closet right now. It is a perfectly fine microphone arm. For 20 bucks and some odd, go for it. It's light, it's functional. It'll make boingy sounds if you like pull the springs, but otherwise, yeah. That's the one that you're using? Yeah. No, they're cheap as hell, but nice. Like the good cheap. Right now I'm using, what is this thing? I have to look at the listing later, but like, it's considerably heavier, but it also feels premium. It stays nice and in place. It's a lot heavier, but it's done well for me. So starting off with a 22 buck one, totally fine. Asus ROG Strix B450F Gaming. Oh, well, it is Throne. 130 for that is a little much. It's an ATX port, so you're gonna have extra room. Do you plan on plugging anything in besides the graphics card into the extra PCI Express lanes? So I'm kind of curious. Personally, if you're going for a new computer build and you're just upgrading entirely, I'd see if there's a cheap-ish B550 board, because B450 is a little out of date, and based on the processor you're popping, all right, so you're popping in a 5600X. All right, that's reasonable for it, okay. The price, though. I know Throne adds a premium on. 288 is nonsense for this. Please don't do that, if you can help that. Except the fact you're a sexy bitch. No. Fine. I'll accept it. Sad to call with my friend new computer's better. Well, look, I think the thing for me is the price. The 5600X, oh, that's too much. Right now, the 5600, it's a little brother, which is not little by any means. You can literally overclock it to match, and it uses the same amount of power. It's just rebadged, basically, is 150 bucks. You are paying double for that thing. That is absurd. No. If you can help it, pop the 5600 on instead. I think, again, with Throne's like 20% upcharge or whatever, it'll be fine. With the current deals that are available, yes. Okay, I'm not a power bottom, though. That much. Lore can tell you more about that. What do we got? Hard drive-wise, a Samsung 980 SSD. Okay, actually an interesting thing. So Amazon has some good deals that have been popping up for those. Why are you... No, this. 1 TB SSD. NVMe. NVMe drives are getting really cheap all of a sudden. Look at this stuff. There are some crazy deals going on. What'd you do? Yeah, you were coughing when I was talking about you knowing whether or not that was a power bottom. Eh? Prices on NVMe drives in the past week has gotten... No, I'm not. Hey, damn it. Laura, I'm trying to focus on telling people about computer parts. Don't tell me about power bottom. God damn it. So, Samsung drives are the cream of the crop. Okay, yeah, that's about $30 Alan. Okay. Samsung higher end drives are the cream of the crop for the most part. They're fantastic. But you don't need that. You do not need a 980 Pro. Believe me. What you want to go for is, if you're going to go for a 1 terabyte SSD, go for something more in the ballpark of, well, first off, Crucial's got some good stuff. Aim for anything with DRAM. So I don't believe Silicon Power has that. So DRAM is a bit of a cache on the drive that saves the most recently accessed files, making it significantly faster for loading games and stuff like that. It's just, any NVMe drive is going to be fine, but those tend to be nicer. TLC doesn't tend to have it. I need TLC drives. I can probably search for that, can't I? Crucial over Samsung, both are good brands. Yeah, they're both good brands. It's just that Samsung overprices theirs for like a tiny boost in speed. Doesn't do much else. I have a Crucial SSD that I believe I had Konobo install that in his computer. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait. Something doesn't feel right. Wait. Is that a legit Samsung drive? Is that really what they're branding them? SSD 980. Sorry, it is from Samsung. That had a weird feeling to me all of a sudden, because normally it's listed with the model number first. So it would be like a 980 Pro, because that's how they list the other one. SSD 980, that felt like a knockoff for like a split second. But yeah, Crucial by Micron, there it is. Samsung has several different types of chips that can change the speed and length of life. Yes. So a lot of Samsung drives now have HMB storage technology, which tends to extend the life of the chip, but also makes it slower. Oh, yo, Alex Young, thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate it. Thanks for sticking around. I'm giving tips on SSDs right now, or trying to. So I'm just seeing here. So this is a PCIe 3.0 drive up to 3,500 megabit per second. Honestly, for games, at a certain point, the speed kind of gets margin of error-y in terms of loading speeds. But that, for roughly, what is that? A little more than the price of a Crucial P3 that goes up to 5,000. That's surprising. Oh! Yo! It's these nuts. God damn it. Thank you so much, DC. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the subscription. Oh, I really appreciate your support. Especially when I'm going through, have to stare at SSDs and... Yeah, with these getting so much cheaper, the Crucial P3 Plus is probably what you want to go for. I'm going to go ahead and toss that into chat. Oh god, you're going to hate me for this. I'm putting Amazon links in. Oh my god. I'm not sponsored by any of these people. I don't have an Amazon affiliate link or something. Don't worry. But this drive, 1 terabyte of this, even with their little price add-on added on, we're talking like, what is that, 77 bucks? It's a better deal. Anything for your favorite power bottom VTuber? Not for long, motherfucker. I can't reveal why. Not for long. Really do appreciate the sub though, thanks. Yeah, SSD wise, anything for 1 terabyte about 55 bucks-ish, that's the current going price. If you want something faster with better tech, yeah, pay up a little more, but these deals are great right now. You're done, wait till you're done observing to make changes. Okay. Is it advisable to fill all 3 MD? Oh, right, that's an ATX with 3 slots. If I'm not mistaken, right. If I'm not mistaken, so 2 of the slots are dedicated. So those are just NVMe slots that have PCI Express lanes dedicated to them. The third one on most boards like that will disable either a PCI Express port or drop its speed down from X16 to X8, which won't matter if you only have 1 graphics card. And or it'll disable SATA slots. We'll have to double check and see, because I know Asus has some stuff like that going on. Anyway, we'll look at the motherboard. Let's do that, because I forgot to do that. B550 motherboard. Because, yeah, a B450 power delivery is going to be a little bit worse than current B550s. There's usually going to be a couple of weird issues in terms of power delivery. Yeah. MSI X570 Unify is me. Yo. Also, yo, DT. Oh, I just realized you were the one saying it, not Hellhounds, because you have the same color for your names in chat for me. And hello. If you can, give it a shot if you don't have drives plugged into slots 0 or 1 for your SATA drives, and double check your motherboard's manual before you do that to see what it disables. But yeah, fill them up. Get yourself some faster storage. Why the hell not? It's a party right now. Everything's cheap. What am I plotting? I'm plotting changes. Don't worry about it. Do not adjust your TV set or something. About the crucial 2 TB for $50 at Best Buy. Yo, that is nice. You got a good deal. 2 TB for $50? Crazy. Wonder if you price match the hell out of that. So, I'm looking over here. MSI's got one. I'm just poking through. That's too much. That's too much. If the Asus Prime boards... let me see. I had one of these. Okay, price is okay. Fun fact. It's a damn good price for 2 TB? Yeah. I know nothing about PCs. I can just list what I'm hoping to do with it and ugly cry part names being thrown. Okay, I'll try to simplify it. I'm sorry. I want to make sure I'm tailoring it answers to your needs. In terms of naming schema, the B450 motherboard that you picked, that is now 2 generations back, and it's a mid-range board. So for the price that you had for that, it's not ideal. It's going to have some overclocking potential limitations, which does actually affect AMD CPUs if you set them to use automatic boosting tech. So a B550 board will be slightly better, and it has newer tech when it comes to USB ports and that sort of thing. You want stuff that's fast. So this MSI board doesn't look half bad. It's looking like, okay, Gaming Gen 3, that's a confusing name given the tech that's in it, but whatever. It's got, what is that? 6 SATA ports. Okay, 2 of them are vertical? Why? It's weird. What program to check if the third slot is working correctly? Well, first off, read your motherboard manual so you see what it actually does if you do that, if there are limitations. To figure out if it's working right or not, check Windows Explorer, see if it showed up. Or better yet, check your disk manager. Type in Windows key, then disk management, and you'll see if it actually popped up as a volume. We can go back into that in a bit. And also, DT, letting you know, we have a tech support question redeem now. So you can pop that there, and it stays pinned for me at the top of the activity feed, so I can check it in a bit if you got other questions. This guy looks pretty okay. It does not have Wi-Fi built in. I don't know. Actually, I'll ask you questions. Hellhounds, are you looking for a motherboard that has Wi-Fi built in? I don't think the one you picked had it either, actually. Yeah, nah, it doesn't. But is that a priority for you? Just wanted to ask. I'll breathe for a moment while you're responding. Wi-Fi built in as an AM source for you can connect to it. So when I say Wi-Fi built in, I mean it'll have a little antenna coming out the back, and you can connect to Wi-Fi connections, or usually it'll have a Bluetooth chip built into the same part of it, so you can use Bluetooth natively without an adapter. You're probably going to keep the... Oh, sorry, both your names are the same color, and so I'm tripping up, going like, DT, Hellhounds, which one's answering? You're going to keep the 8 terabyte SATA, get rid of the 500 gig and 240 SSD. Yeah, do that. Sell those if you can. Keep them for extra storage if you want. Honestly, on Amazon, you can get like an adapter. I'll do this for DT while I'm waiting for Hellhounds. Also, I will send you a link to the one that I was looking at. MSI's motherboards are perfectly fine. And it's already ready for your CPU, so you won't have a problem. The snowflake, look for the snowflake. Yes, you do have the snowflake, that is true. Here's a link to the motherboard, by the way, that I'm recommending. I'm just recommending based on the price. The fact that it's down to about 110 right now, plus tax, ain't bad. What do we got? You're like Wi-Fi on. Oh, okay, in which case, hold on. And we gotta find one with Wi-Fi, 1 second. I personally recommend for streaming that you should probably go with a connection directly from the board, use Ethernet. But if you need to, Ooh, hold on a moment. That's a micro ATX. That's a smaller motherboard. If you really want the ATX board, you're gonna pay more for that outright. Oh, that's another good question then. And actually, I had one of these, the Asus Prime B550M Wi-Fi motherboard. I had one of these. I can recommend that for 140. But so you picked a ATX board. You picked a big one. Would you like to have the expandability of a bigger motherboard that you could fit more stuff into? Or is it okay for you to go with your standard? You probably have 2 hard drives, maybe 3, your graphics card, and everything else is on the motherboard? Because we don't need to have the biggest board possible. But if you're getting that case and you've already purchased it, you might as well fill it out. If you're going to be going with that, let's see, between the ones I just pulled up, that's that. Yeah, you're going to be paying more outright for an ATX board. They're just bigger. They got more tech in them. Oh, that's micro ATX. Why, hello there. That's an ATX board. Oh, this is the one that I recommended Fermi get until we realized he didn't have an ATX case. This one's a nice one. Hiccuping, oh my gosh. Yep, I can vouch for Asus's boards that have Wi-Fi built in. They tend to have halfway decent drivers. There's a recommendation for that instead if you do in fact need Wi-Fi. You'll see that it's got a bit of a price tag added on there, but it's nice. Kind of lost, we got the gist of it. You like to be able to do things for streaming. Yep. If you need more expandability, cool. This will do it for you. Plus the VRM cooling is really nice. The metal bits at the top left there, pretty nice. You won't have any weird overheating issues if your CPU is going zoom. All right, next up, graphics card. You're looking at RTX 26. Ah! Oh my God! What is that price? $700 for an RTX 2060? No. We are not doing that. Holy shit! No. That is not a reasonable price for that card. I was just looking at the RTX 3070s. I think you were here for that. I was looking at the 3070s. Grab one of these guys. Hell, I don't usually look at PNY and go grab their stuff. Grab this. Grab this renewed card. Grab this. Buy this. If it's allowed on Throne, buy this. It's got 3 fans, so it'll be halfway decent at cooling. It's an RTX 3070, which I want to ballpark and say that's 50% faster than a 26. No, I gotta look it up. Hold on. RTX 2060 versus 3070. I gotta see this. Hold on. GPU check. I've never heard of this site. All right, sure. Difference in price, difference in benchmarks. Yeah, it's like a 43+% increase. That price was scary. Yeah, no. All right, here's how you ballpark the price on these things. Going from the 2060, well, let's go with current gen stuff. Current gen and just generation before current gen for NVIDIA graphics cards. The RTX 3060 is the successor to the 2060. It is 20% faster than the 2060. It also has a bunch of other tech that helps it with not having as much overhead issues. Usually has 12 gigs of RAM, or VRAM, and it's faster than the 2060. Double the VRAM, no issues with overhead there. You go to the 37, or you go for the 3060. 3060 is about $330 right now. You want to go for the TI, you're looking closer to $400. So 3060 Ti, one step up above, $400. You want to go for the 3070, $500. You want to go for the 3080, well, it should be $600 or $650. It's currently $900. Ignore all that stuff. Paying $700 for an RTX 2060 in 2023, they're stealing from you. That is insanity. That is double the price it should be. Yeah. Text is correct. And don't worry, by the way. I do this stuff all the time for people. I know how people can get worried about this. Yeah, general rule of thumb, if things start scaring you, start asking for help. The first thing to do, if you don't understand something about computers, ask someone for help. They will be happy to help you. People who do this stuff love talking about it. You've met me, so. Oh, it switched to a new song thing, I think. Oh, we're in a new one. Oh, that's almost certainly copyright filled. I'm going back, hold on. We're back to this one. Sorry that it's repetitive. I bought my regular small form factor Asus 2060 for $150. Oh yeah, no, that's a great price for one of those. You want a 2060 in a small form factor case? That's a good price. That's solid. That's better than better dollars per frame than you'll get on most new cards. Let's see. You want stealing? Dr. Pepper Cherry No Sugar is out everywhere and it's $25 a case online. Fuck that. You could make your own for cheaper. Everything went up so much. Yeah. The PC says it wished to be a real kid. Well, then start teaching it. Take responsibility, Cypus. That's what you get for fucking an android. Okay. Everything went up in price so much. Honestly, the used market is pretty solid nowadays. Go to Facebook Marketplace. Go to Craigslist. Go to your local equivalent. Go to Mercati? What is it? There's that other app. There's so many things out there that you could use to find some used parts if you're going to go that route. There's good, cheap stuff out there. Android footprint X. Ayo. Yeah, Hellhounds, do not do to the 2060 for your own mental well-being, especially when it comes to performance. It is not modern. It was, it isn't anymore. Dear God, go for a 3060, 3070. Grab yourself one of those. Let me see, where was it? I just abandoned you there. 3070, I recommended the PNY just because it's cheaper and it's on a deep sale. 730 is a liar's price. That is not the real price of that. Oh God, it's trying to show me ones that are even more overpriced. No, $500 for one of these is fine. 500 is your goal. Mercari, right, yes. I've used it like once. It was fine. What's the TI again? I'm just reminding myself. Yeah, no, don't go above that. A 3070 for $500 is incredible. Get that. Or if you're gonna go cheaper instead, and that's your route, 3060 Ti. Do not go for a 3060. You will regret it nowadays. More VRAM? Yes. Slower VRAM? Yes. Slower cores? Very yes. Good chunk taken off the execution units? Also yes. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, I'll toss the same one that I tossed at someone else. Copy link. Bop. That one. If you need to have a 3060 Ti instead of a 3070, grab that. Pop that on your throne. Screw this. $700 for this? Nonsense. All right, sorry, I'll stop being mad. So I showed you all that stuff. Okay, RAM. G-Skill Ripjaws. That's also overpriced. This is also overpriced, but I'm less angry about this. This is just an old price, basically. Give me a second here. Let's take a look over there. Actually, let me try something. Tracking is disabled. I gotta check my settings because I'm pretty certain it's trying to read my location. I noticed it earlier. Let me switch back to a different screen for a second. DT, why the hell did you do that? Oh my God. Oh, you browsed these early last year. Yeah, that makes sense. Prices seem... Well, considering that GPU prices were even more insane than they are now in some cases, yeah, I can believe it. Give me just a moment. I just want to make sure that this is not attempting to get info about me. Settings. Here we go. Location. All permissions. Ask before accessing. No. Will block if turned off. Please, God, yes. Because I think I went on a site and I swear that I saw it about to load my location. I don't want that. I'm a VTuber for a reason. Let's see. You don't have a Pi-hole in your network? I should. I should. I don't. Really should. All right. Let's see. Hold up. All right. That's a safe way of doing it. Yes, I'm totally at Union Square in New York City. Thank you. Pi-hole is too slow for you. Might have been your network card that you're using. Might not have liked it. Let's switch back. And let's actually switch over to Amazon before that happens. So let's look at this. Let's look at some RAM. Actually, better. PC Part Picker can help us with that. So you know I was looking at some RAM earlier when I was listing off what Emrys the Librarian had? And what I was suggesting? Team Group's RAM is nice. It will just work. I had these at one point. This exact set of 6. I actually think, so I have 128 gigs of RAM in my machine right now. That's 4 32 gigabyte sticks. It's good. Works. I bought an Asus router and just went Merlin. Jeez. Had to be the network card. My Pi-hole handles thousands of clients just fine with hundreds of thousands of queries a day, or the machine was on. Yeah. You honestly could have gone for a 2 gigabit network card or something. Maybe give yourself an extra bit of bandwidth. That might be overkill for a Pi-hole. Anyway. Gosh. You put the Pi on the Pi 3. Yeah, the Pi 3 is fine. We'll get to that in a sec. But yeah, for Hellhounds, Team Group's RAM is cheaper than most. And that's okay. DDR4 memory is currently really, really cheap right now. If you're looking for, what was that, 16 gigs of RAM? You're looking for 16 gigs. For streaming, I personally recommend 32. Just because it's nicer to have overall. For your streaming applications, plus your games. If you want to do editing, you will absolutely want more RAM. After Effects, Premiere, even DaVinci Resolve, they want RAM. Gobbles it up while it's running. Might have been the 2. Oh yeah, the 2 would do it. Yeah. Oh, you're running Pi-hole on an Intel desktop. Interesting. Yeah, Hellhounds. Here you go. Silicon Power 2x16. Let me double check Silicon Power. Hold on. Yeah, that's Team Groups. So Silicon Power RAM 2x16 gigabytes. That's laptop RAM. DDR3. Bleh. Ooh. No, that's a little slower. We want 3200 megahertz for a board like that. I didn't even know they sold those, actually. That's actually kind of nice. Oh, they got the hexagon patterned ones. Honestly, all the visuals for the RAM. Oh, that's memory. Okay, now we're getting out of scope. All the visuals don't matter on these. It's just, does it work? Does it have a heat spreader that actually dissipates heat decently? Yeah. Oh, Linux machine, I see. I have 64 gigs of these and it's been working for 2 years. Hell yeah. CL16 RAM. What's the actual latency on it? Does it have the info? And let's see. Doesn't specify in there. Doesn't specify in here. Latency. Anyone answer? Nah. I'm assuming CL16 just means it's 1616, 1618 timings. That's advanced stuff. That doesn't matter. This stuff is actually pretty good. Kind of like it. What was the one I was looking at here? Team Group versus this. These are practically identical. Personally, Team Group has not done badly for me. But Silicon Power, if you want that, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty certain that that's Micro Center's in-store brand. Yeah. If you want the edgy black and red Shadow the Hedgehog look, go for it. You can show, you can show your speeds. It's less the speed and more the timings on it. CL16 it's the weird thing. Micro Center's inland. Sorry, yes, you're right. Silicon Power is different. I was mistaking the two. My bad. Actually, speaking of, inland. Oh, whoops. Inland. Come on. I want to select everything. Inland SSD. Yeah, these are usually cheap as hell and perfectly fine. Yeah. Those are nice. Yeah. NVMe drives are on sale. Goddamn. Alright, but Hellhounds, you get the picture. I've already sent you a link, so take a look at that one. The one that DT recommended is also perfectly fine. You have the inland 1 terabyte in your streaming PC? Nice. So yeah, that's going through most of your build. What do we got left? Oh, power supply. Here we go. Corsair RMX 750X. I happen to have the RM... If I'm not mistaken, I have the RM or RMX 850. These are really nice. They are quiet. Power supplies used to be kind of loud at times. The fans could get a little funky. These are whisper quiet. They're really nice. 750 watts is more than you need for anything that you're buying here. That's perfect. Yeah, PSU buddies. Boop. Need to look at upgrading my NAS, add more drives, change out the RAID config. 22 terabytes of storage doesn't last as long as you think. I can believe it, based on the work I do during my day job. So many video files. So we got those figured out, and then I also sent you the link to the Ryzen 5 5600 instead of the 5600X. If you're going for that, then yeah, 5600 is the way to go for that price point. Honestly, you could probably uptick one more notch up to a 5700X or a 5800X if you really want to with that kind of budget. Yeah, 5600 or 5600X will do you just fine. Actually, oh, I just realized, Hellhounds, you never mentioned, what are you upgrading from? Oh, link where? I had a link for you earlier, hold on. Where are you? You're one of these, I'm sure. Yes, there it is. Gotcha. Right there for you. Fantastic price for this right now. Enable the drive feature for remote access and contractor access. Nice. I need to build a NAS. I need to just nut up and get one. I have a Franken computer that has so many weird parts in it. I've got a bunch of Be Quiet fans strapped to my GPU for cooling so that it's nice and whisper quiet and it's also powerful with cooling. I just need to get a NAS and stop having so many weird hard drive stuff just sitting in my computer. You have to dig to find the link to your current PC. I cannot open the case, so I've been stuck with it since 2016. Oh, you can't open the case? That's weird. Huh. That's real weird. Okay, here's how you figure out some of the specs if you don't want to just look it up like a model or something. On your computer, go ahead and hit Control-Shift-Escape to go to your task manager. I'll do the same here, actually. You can't see it because I'm not going to show my computer. But, so we got that. If you open up Task Manager and go to the Performance tab, that's the second tab over on your Task Manager, you will see listed your CPU, memory, disks for the hard drives you have, your internet connection, and your GPU is at the bottom. It's usually listed as GPU 0 and GPU 1. If you're running an Intel CPU, it'll normally show 2 because one of them is built into the CPU. But if you want to go ahead and shoot over info for that, I'd be happy to take a look. If I'm not mistaken, I think you can... Can't you copy the entirety of your info just by going to the tab and right-clicking? Hold on. Oh, what does that do? Oh my god, it does. Whoa. That's too much info for mine. But yeah, go into your task manager, do that, right-click on your individual parts, and you can paste that stuff in. Feel free to remove some of the details and just give me the model numbers. Yo, Harvest, how's it going? By the way, happy birthday. Happy subathon, basically. Oh my god. You look like you were having a great time. Are you done for the day with that? I thought you were still going today. Happy level up day indeed. Hell yeah. We're just helping out Hellhounds here with their PC. Because today is a tech support stream. Also, I'm looking at my CPU and like there are certain cores that are getting hammered as I'm running OBS and everything, and some are just idle. That's hilarious. It's still your birthday over there. Yay! This is weirdly spaced. Yeah, it's gonna be. Don't worry about it. What I need is just the model numbers at the beginning of each. So usually what it'll show is like, for your CPU at least, I just need the first part. It'll say like Intel Core something and then the number for the model. You did have a wonderful time? Yes. Oh. You're gonna shut down the PC, install the SSDs and the radiator fans? Oh, you're just gonna go for it. Hell yeah. You're gonna shut down the PC. DT, no! You're not supposed to put liquids in your PC. Oh, here we go. Okay, that's your CPU. Can I get your graphics card? And how much RAM do you have? You could just type that part, the RAM. Okay, hold on. Let me look this up. Because I've seen that before. You're an old one. Mobile. Oh, you're using a... Wait, that's a mobile chip? Oh, it's a laptop. 4 cores, 4 threads. Yeah, this is an old CPU. Q1 of 2017. I don't want to feel old. I don't want to feel old. I don't want to feel old. I do not want to feel old. Yes, I know liquid cooling exists. Yes. I meant that, like, that kind of liquid. Ugh. My God. I don't want to feel old. 2017 wasn't, that was like a couple years ago, right? Right? 8 gigs of memory, okay. Cool. Yeah, you're on 8 gigs of RAM. And your graphics chips at the bottom of your task manager. I am old in comparison to this chip. Freaking. Let me see speed tests here. Hold on. Oh, ew, it's user benchmark. No, go away. I just realized what it was. Laptop processor on notebook check. Let me double check here. Same microarchitecture as Skylake. It was a refresh. Your current CPU is 8 years old. You only just realized it yesterday. Oh no, that'll be listed as your GPU. It'll be listed as GPU 0 or GPU 1 if you're in Windows 10. That's at the bottom of that performance thing. You can scroll down. Zykes, what CPU were you using? I saw that you ordered some new stuff. Yeah, it doesn't have hyperthreading, lower clock speeds. Oof. Let's see. Where is that in the stack here? So it's between, look at the top of the range, it has a 7700K versus like a Celeron. Yeah. Oh, a GTX 1060 3 gig. And this is a laptop, if I'm not mistaken, because that's a mobile chip you're talking about, right? Because it's got a quad-core processor for notebooks. It's not a laptop. What the hell is it doing running this? What? That's really weird. Hold on, I gotta investigate. Is that I cannot type. I'm so sorry. I stabbed my own finger with my own hair earlier. Don't ask how. I have a bandage on it. Oh god, no. No, hold on. Newegg? Alright, good. Didn't show my address instantaneously. So it's showing like a mini PC, okay. A small sealed tower. Oh, this thing! This little guy right here? The tower at the bottom. Wait. Bottom. Third PC image tower at the bottom. Wait, where? Hold on. I'm holding still. I'm holding still. Which one is it? I gotta know. Scroll down. One of these guys? Yeah! Oh god, I've missed these. I love these guys. Yeah, no, these were great for the time. Well, it's not $1,000 worth right now, but I get giddy seeing these. I love little small form factor PCs like this. Oh, this will be great if you want to have a secondary machine to do encoding for a stream. Or like, use it as a little game box. But yeah, new PC would be... What is this? What's this fucking picture? Hold on. Look at this guy. Let me zoom the fuck in. Can I zoom in further? No, I can't. No, it's just getting buggy. Okay. Fine. Look at this nerd. What is it? That's not even a proper VR headset. That's like one of those Google Cardboard thingies. This Photoshop is hilarious. Can I work for Newegg doing their Photoshops? I could do a better one than this. Oh, Zoll.com.cn. Oh, so this was like a Chinese brand picture. That's hilarious. I love these. They're so goofy. Let me see here. You can't open the case without fear of breaking something or using a hammer. Actually, these should be upgradable. There's probably gonna be like plastic tabs on the inside that you gotta get off if there's no screws. There should be some disassembly guides online if you want to look them up, but there's nothing you can upgrade in here. Sorry, it's all system on a chip stuff. It's laptop internals stuffed into a desktop. It's an itty bitty baby machine. But man, I miss these. There's not as many out there anymore. You could get NUCs, like Intel has their NUC line, and there's a bunch of offshoots of those. Oh, it ships from China, of course it does. Your current CPU is an Intel i7 4790K. Yo, Zykes! Zykes! You have no idea. Oh god, that processor was a machine. That was a beast. It still works well now. I've seen videos from people who are still using those. They kick ass. They're just now showing their full age. Gosh, it served you well for so long, Hellhounds. But sadly, it's showing signs that it's getting tired. Yeah. Nah, computers eventually die. Or, well, with this kind of thing, a nice dusting will probably bring it back to life temporarily, but over time, components just get older. compared to the new stuff, it's not as good. Newer games require more power. Yeah. Hell yeah, it's had a good run. I never even considered upgrading until it started showing its age. And yeah, a Ryzen 9 5900X for the current price of CPUs on the market, fantastic. Personally can recommend. I have one. That's what I'm using. I've considered going to the Ryzen 7000 line that just came out if I want to be insane and spend like a bajillion dollars on everything. But yeah, 5900X, good shit. You just added your CI to your Pi holes. It's doing more work. It needs to run faster. 8 runners now. Yo. Yeah, you cleaned it in March. You cleaned it 2 to 3 months, especially because it's been a rough month. Yeah. Good to do, but yeah. Slowly, if nothing else, the fan on it might die. Or might be dying. Have you heard any clicking coming from the inside of it? Like bad clicking? Because either of these fans failing is not a good thing for this. But thankfully, they're pretty replaceable if I'm not mistaken. If you really want to keep it alive. Wow, that's a blast from the past. I love these guys so much. I almost bought one for, not this, but like a similar form factor one that was on Craigslist with a picture that looked like it was in a house of someone who was going to stab me if I showed up. But it might have been worth it for $200, so I could have gone for it. No clicking, just increased noise. Yeah, something's not right with the fan. Oh, wait, no! You've had it since 2017, you said? Wait. You've had it for a while. The thermal paste might be dried up. Oh, that'll do it too. 2017, the thermal paste might be entirely dry. So in other words, the thermal paste is like gray silvery goop that goes in between your CPU and the cooler that it's on, and it increases contact between the two on like a microscopic level. Don't have time to explain it. But when it's dried out and it's basically just like putty, it just doesn't help. The cracks in the metal and the little bits and pieces of like little follicles in there, it's not seeping in properly. It's not transferring heat to the cooler, so it's not actually cooling as much as it should. That could be fixed. Now, mind you, get the new PC. Get it. But this thing could have years left yet. Yeah, no, exactly. The goopy bits. Yeah, I can explain that in like metaphor. So you know when you were a kid and you played with Play-Doh and you ate some? Well, it's like that Play-Doh you ate, except useful. Also getting a Oculus Quest 2. Neato. Personally, I stick with the Vive, but that's my kind of thing. Thermal paste is the processor mayonnaise. Don't actually use mayonnaise. People have tested this. Do not use mayonnaise as thermal paste. All you're going to do is burn things. Is thermal paste an instrument? All right. Ergonomic keyboard. It's a nice funky keyboard. I like it. What else you got? A 512 gig USB flash drive. $86 for that is, no, that's too much. One more thing I could look up on Amazon. NVMe USB enclosure. Check this shit out. There are enclosures you can buy for NVMe drives now that are super cheap. We're talking $20. Honestly, go for the $30 ones. Go for one that's a bit better with an actual heat spreader. This looks absurd, but yeah, this would work fine. You can grab one of these, stick an NVMe hard drive inside of it. Boom. Fastest USB drive you've ever had. Nuts. Want to know what my current flash drive is? What do you got? You got one of the old 8 gig ones, don't you? Like 16. I miss when they gave those out at like corporate events and stuff. Oh, Cat. Man, this is making me remember that I need to get my PC figured out. It still freezes a lot while having barely anything open. Well, hey, Cat, you've come to the right place, and I have enough energy to field a couple more questions. What do you got? Oh, Zykes. Oh my God. Thank you, Zykes. Aw. Thank you so much for the gift sub. And Cat, you're still here. You're still sticking around. Hell yeah. And for 9 months in a row. Oh my God. You've been around a while. Glad to still have you here. Your flash drive is an off-brand iPod called an ePlay. Can't keep its battery life, so your PC's on... Oh my God. You have an old MP3 player. No, please. Dear God, get yourself something good. Wait, they have dual bay ones? A cloner station. Oh, I actually want one of these. That's actually really nice. But like, grab an adapter for an NVMe drive, buy any of the ones that I showed you, like a $50 one that's a terabyte, grab that shit. Make yourself the best flash drive you've ever had. This Sabrent one right here, I can vouch for this. I've had it. I actually own one. It is sitting next to me. Actually pretty nice. Let's see. Wowie though, yeah. Kat, since you're here, yeah. Field me some questions. What do you got for your current PC? Send me your specs. Feel free to do it in chat here or send it privately if you'd like to send it over through Discord so I can keep track of that. I need more water soon. Sykes, you sent a real question. Oh, that's right. Laura, you did mention that another question came in. We got 2 more. Awesome. Number 4. I'll just keep doing those in the meantime. Sabrent is a good brand. Have a dual SATA drive thing on your desk for old laptop drives? Hell yeah. They make good tech. Good, cheap tech. ID, wait. I'm waiting. I'm holding. You said wait. So I'm pausing. What do you got for me, Laura? Please take a 60-second break to get more water. I have some water here. I still have enough. I know. I've been sipping water this entire time. I'm fine. Mecha GM, though. That's you. Let's have a look. Hey, Mecha GM, you have a tech question for me. So, I'm currently operating on an Intel Core i7 86K. I've not heard of that one. I gotta double check that. That's a 4 gigahertz, 32 gigabytes of RAM, and an NVIDIA GTX 1080, and I have a Logitech C922 webcam. As I mentioned last stream, I've been considering looking into getting an actual VTuber model made. Am I currently in the ballpark of reasonably doing so, or am I needing to upgrade hardware before I realistically consider it? Fine, hydrate. More drink. Yes, Hellhounds, I think I've sent you everything that you should be looking at. Update your throne, please do. I did listen. I just said the... You know what? Hold on. Again. Hand has the drink in it. Drink has been had. See? We're all good. I do need to actually get more water in a bit, though. Just to fill up the thing. More water. Soon. Answering your question, though. Mecha, let me see that CPU for a second, because now I'm really confused. That's a weird designation number. What the hell are you? You're real. What? What? Intel, what the hell are you on? All right, so that RAM's probably at 2666, or technically 2667 megahertz RAM. Perfectly fine for that generation. That's a higher end 8th gen. It's a really weird one. I don't know, videos of people overclocking this shit, Jesus. How's it versus an 8700K? Let me see. Okay. What are you? That is such a weird CPU. The designation is so out of whack. The naming is just weird. And it's on par with an 8700K? You're gonna be fine, my dude. Part of a pre-built. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's probably an OEM one then. Okay, yeah, so frame rates, margin of error compared to an 8700. Okay, that's real nice. Yep, and that's with the CPU not running at full speed either. Wow, it could do better. Anyway, while we're just watching video background stuff, yeah, your computer's perfectly fine. A GTX 1080 is still pretty damn good in today's market. If I'm not mistaken, I had an argument with someone about this earlier, or a discussion, kind of half argument. A GTX 1080 is roughly equivalent to an RTX 3060 in terms of overall performance, not including any tech stuff, not including any codec stuff, other features on the chips involved. Power-wise, it's kind of a 3060. You can absolutely get started with VTubing. If you want to run a 3D model, you're set. For this CPU, yeah, you could absolutely run a 2D model, no problem. Vilcus, I'm assuming. 6Vilcus6. Vilcus, thank you so much for following. Thanks for sticking around. Thor, I did not say that to you when we first met. What are you? I'm just confused by this chip. This is a weird CPU. I like it though. You ran a Valve Index headset on a 1080 for years. They're more powerful than folks give them credit for. Exactly. Again, it is an RTX 3060 without ray tracing. That's good. It's just good. Full stop. So yeah, Mecha's question has been fielded. Yeah, go for it. I don't think you need to spend a dime. The RAM you got is fine. The GPU you got is still pretty damn good. Pretty powerful, useful. Random Gaming in HD, I think, is the channel I watched on YouTube. It's some British kid who does reviews for this stuff. He did that like a couple weeks ago, and I got in an argument into the comments. That was what the argument was. I got to an argument in the comments where I said, yeah, the 1080 is actually pretty great still. It's basically a 3060. And someone turned around to say, are you saying it's bad? I'm like, no, I'm saying it's great. It's stuck around. It did exactly what graphics cards are supposed to do. You go from the 1080 2 steps down to the 1060, you're not going to have the same kind of performance. That 2 steps up over 2 generations, you step down one, then step down another. A 1080 is basically a 2070, which is basically a 3060. You got it. Oh, you thought I was gonna miss this stream, so I didn't submit anything. Oh shoot! Well, Opti, don't worry about it. Submit something to me, and I will get to it as soon as I can, either during the next stream or at the end of this one, depending on what your question is. Not a problem. I'm glad my attempt at future-proofing a few years ago seems to be working. Hell yeah, it is. That thing will last you a little bit. Did you get Zykes' question on the Google form? I did. I will be getting to that momentarily. Your 1070 is still going strong. Yeah, 1070 is a good card. It's equivalent to roughly a ballpark you get. It's kind of like a 3050 now, kind of, sorta. Maybe not really. 1070s are nice. Oh, you can't remove the previous motherboard because someone already donated money into it. Ah, shoot. You can refund them if you want and then get a new one. Or go with that motherboard if you need to. A B450 board is not going to be a problem. It's just the B550 will be slightly better for your needs. Plus, it's guaranteed that the B550 will have a BIOS on it, the actual internal software on the motherboard. It'll have a BIOS that is automatically compatible with the CPU you're getting. Whereas the B450, you might actually need an older AMD CPU to install the BIOS needed to then get the newest, well, next to newest generation of AMD CPUs working on it. It's a thing. I've contributed to a few large items the past streamers had to remove. Oh, you can cancel those and put the money towards something else. Yes, do that, do that. Listen to Zykes. All right, let's pause that. Actually, I'll keep it playing. Let me see the next line. Zykes, you had a question for me. What's your username? Zykes. All right, what has he got for me? Any recommendations for free/open source drive cloning software that could be run from a live USB? I'll be replacing my boot drive soon, and I imagine cloning a drive while it's in use would be a bit sketchy, hence the live USB feature ask. That's the thing. You don't need live booting to do that now. Let me double check for you. Free is going to be the interesting question. Let me see. Oop. Man. You may start looking into getting a model done and figure out what software you need. I could do that at the end and tell people what you need for a VTuber model. I'm happy to repeat that because yeah, it's good to spread around. There's a Linux USB live drive. You could do that. There's so many Linux live CDs. It doesn't give you the option to do that. It's a slow build up donation method. Oh, it's one of those. Crap. You'll be fine with that. If you have any issues, let me know once the actual parts come in. There are other tools on it besides DD. Yeah. DD would work fine. I think if you want to go with something, you're running Windows at the moment, yeah. You could probably instead go for Macrium Reflect. Yeah. So, Macrium Reflect is, I don't want to go to Major Geek. I would like to go to the actual website. Boop. Free version. Oh, you're on Linux right now. Oh, okay. I'm focused on Windows, but live CD wise, I'll have to research that for Linux, but I'm sure it's going to be about similar, especially for a live boot. But personally, on Windows at least, I'm using Macrium Reflect, which lets you create images of your Windows drive and just even the free version, because there's a free version somewhere on their site. You got to kind of dig a little. Gotta find it. Hold on. Personal home. There it is. Son of a bitch, they changed it. Oh, the 30-day trial. You could do that instead. It's an unlimited trial for those 30 days. If you were on Windows, I'd recommend Macrium Reflect because I happen to have that exact software. I managed to get it with an SSD that I purchased, so that came for free with like a 250 gig drive for some reason. And so I used that to clone my drive with 0 issues. Loaded up everything, including the bootloader. So as for Linux, now that's a fun one. I gotta take a look. Time for some research. Now I'm curious. Make use of is always fine. Don't want to look on Ubuntu, although I could. I guess you could clone it with Ubuntu, but that's old advice. Ubuntu Pit is fan community. Let's see what they got here. Is anything oh, CloneZilla I've heard of. CloneZilla could do it. Okay. Yeah, run a live version of CloneZilla. And what does it support? Extended file systems, XFS, JFS, FAT, and NTFS. Okay. Old but good. CloneZilla, there it is. I was about to say, there you go. Tex has you covered. Gparted I've used before. Oh, that's just the partition manager. Wait a minute. So you could just, I guess you could just do it in an OS that uses Gparted. Yeah, it'll do about the same, but it's not going to be its own dedicated live disk. Mondo Rescue I haven't used before. DD, yes. Fog I haven't used. G4L I haven't used. Past here is starting to get into esoteric stuff I've never had to touch. Redo Backup just looks like, oh, that looks like a Ubuntu disk. My God. Yeah, it's friendly for beginners, yeah. If you don't want to do data corruption, need to do it via live CD. Yeah, Windows can be weird in that you can kind of just clone a drive that's actively being used. It'll just kind of shadow image it and then pass it onto the drive and essentially install the image straight to the drive. But Linux can get funkier, so I think DD is a good way to go. I think CloneZilla is a good way to go because I've literally used that before. Years ago. Yeah. I don't think there's too many paid options for Linux, honestly, because you have so many options available that are free and open source. Good question, though. It's pretty good to stretch my legs a little bit and take a look at questions that I don't normally tend to answer. Let's see. For end of stream stuff, we'll see in a moment. Yeah, no, thank you. Appreciate you sending in a question. I love fielding questions like this, and it's good to see that people are interested in a stream like this that isn't just me going, woohoo, look at me play the video games. I like answering questions for people. I like researching stuff when I don't know what I'm doing, because I want to know what I'm doing, piece by piece. All right, let's take a peek here. Got disk cloning tools. Let's go again through VTuber tech stuff. Quickly. Not for a long time, because we're pretty much at end of stream almost. Mecca, you wanted to know about getting a model done and figuring out what software you need. Well, if you're getting a 3D model created, you got a couple options. VSeeFace is pretty much the way that people do 3D VTubers now. Oh, you're lurking? Hey, Biggie Cheese, what up? So, VSeeFace is pretty much the standard nowadays. Forgive the Web 1.0 website. It is basically it's what I'm using right now to say hi to you. So it's a tracking program that lets you pop a 3D model that's a VRM file, or you pop a VRM file in and you can control it. There's also a VSeeFace specific format type of model that some artists create that have extra animation options, toggleables, just extra features all around. This thing is a good piece of software. It just works. It's free. Oh yeah, VSF Avatar. Yeah, it has extra features and stuff. It's just good free software. There's good tutorials all over the place on their website. I'll go ahead and link that right here for you. You sent it a question, but it can wait till next stream. We'll see, actually. VSeeFace is amazing. But may I recommend a new and up and coming contender on the market? Give me a moment. That would be Vinyan. Yes, it is called Vinyan. It is created by Suvidril, who is a developer and VTuber herself, who has been posting about her development process as she's been going. You can follow her on Twitter as well. I can go ahead and send you the itch.io page. This is also free, but you can name your own price and help support. Vinyan is much newer, literally released at the end of last year for the first official version. And it's got options. It's basically, it's kind of VSeeFace remade. It's got a bunch of extra features. like a node system that you can use to build custom redeems or otherwise trigger effects. It allows you to do some stuff that VC-Face can't let you do, like modify parts of the model on the fly. But also made Meowface and lots of other cool VTuber tech. Yes, she has. Can't recommend Suvadrill enough. She's great. These two would be great for my Wicker Beast VR channel. Actually, yes, very yes. It will just pretty much work if it's a VRM file. But VNeon is neat. It lets you pop a little 3D world in if you choose to do so, if you don't want to have just a generic background. But it also supports transparency out of the box. VC-Face, you got to hit a few buttons to make the transparency work properly, and to not have a weird outline around your character. VNeon just works. For the hell of it, let me open it up. This is probably going to break something. Let me open it up. I believe I have it over there. And I think I can lay it on top of my current model here, because I have a copy of the source. Let's see. Before more posts, am I adding the Zotac graphics card or the PNY? The PNY was the 3070. No, wait. Yes. That was... Oh, my face has been hijacked. Ignore that my mouth is open like this. The program hijacked my face. And that's okay, because I gotta load stuff up. Was it the 3070 that I recommended that was the PNY? Go for that one. Out of the two, go for the 3070. Wah! Oh my god. Oh, I broke something. Why is it like that? What? Uh-oh. Well, VNeon is a new piece of software. Clearly I broke something. 1 second. Boop, boop, bebop. Oh shit. Oh, that's wrong. Why is it like that? Uh-oh. The frame rate's wrong. What happened? Hold on, I gotta check something. I knew I broke something. Again, VNeon is newer. Oh, hey, my face is back on this. All right, that works. Slowly slides fish stick into stuck face. Hell yeah. Haven't had fish sticks since I was like 13. Jeez. Kind of miss them. They were nice. Then I realized I didn't like fish, but I like fish sticks. It's weird. Don't ask. Okay, there we go. Okay, I got it working. I think I've got this. Hold on. Wait. How am I... Wait, what? Am I capturing to both programs at the same time? That's not supposed to happen. Wait. Oh, right. Hold on. I'm receiving data from another... Well... That's not going to show any differently. I'm so sorry for the delay for a second. I'm figuring out what I did wrong. Here we go. Okay. Face is about to be grabbed. Ah. Or not. One moment. We'll see which one it decides to prioritize. Boop doop ba doop ba boop ba ba doo. Fish sticks. Okay. I turned off the receiver there. Should have access to all my other stuff. There we go. Use lead motion. Yes. Why are my settings all reset? What? Well, I mean, I'll quickly get it together because I gotta fix it anyway. But here we go. Local IP address, ARKit layer, facial mocap. Yes, please. Okay. Sorry, I'm resetting all my settings because I broke something. I'm not sure how. Can I turn off my tracking for a second? Hold on. Turn off receiver? Hello? Well, I was gonna demo VNeon and make it all smooth and stuff and be like, hey, look at this cool thing. But clearly it broke. You gotta mute tab for now, D&D starting? Oh, yeah, go do D&D. Oh god, why? Why is this happening to me? I didn't ask for this. What? Why? What the fuck? Oh, dear god, why? Enjoy D&D, Hellhounds. Alright, disable iFacial mocap over there. Enable it over there. Why am I doing tech support for myself live on stream? That's not what this is for. Yeah, whatever. I'll mess with it later. Point is, VNeon is up and coming. It is slowly starting... Oh, that's the old school tracking. Oh, that's horrifying. Oh god, that looks so bad now in retrospect. Oh, I'm turning the iPhone back on. Hello? Uh-oh. Oh god. Did I just break everything? What's happening? No, stream, don't break on me. I'm the one who's supposed to do tech support. Oh gosh. Okay. What is happening? Why is my face stuck? What did I do? Okay, oh. Oh, that's better, okay. Oh, my face is stuck on the expression I had on with the defaults. Oh god. Ah, why is everything breaking? Oh dear god, why? Okay, that sets it to default. There we go. Okay, are we back? We're not back. What is happening? Well, I don't know what's going on, but I look genuinely concerned now, and I should, because a bunch of stuff just broke all in quick succession. Oh, expressions, that's right. Hold on. Can I... Neutral? What? Even my expressions aren't working properly. Why aren't they... Why are you... Okay. Well, I guess it will just look like this until the stream ends. Everything broke. Well, I'll go reset my settings, folks, but I think I just helped out most people with most of their issues. I'll have to solve this. Wow. Of course, that happened at the end of the stream. That said, VNeon is actually useful when it works, but it is in active development, so clearly there's some stuff that can kind of bug out a little bit. Note to self, don't run iPhone tracking stuff on multiple things at once. It's doing it because you asked for it, you just don't know you asked for it. No! The programs are just duking it out and results as ID's concerned face. You know, yeah, that's accurate. You don't know anything about tech stuff. I like your avatar. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I wish everything was working perfectly right now, but clearly my eyebrows got stuck. So it feels like it's getting stuck on like default blend shapes or something. That's so weird. Well, time to reset my program settings, I guess. You know, I do feel sad because now everything is broken. Ah. All right, let me try one quick thing. I'll just disappear for a second and restart VC face. We'll keep it nice and simple, huh? Okay. That's opening up. VNeon is off, so that's not the problem. I think. Okay, VC face is starting up. I'll be back momentarily. How are all of you doing? Just to end the stream. How's everyone else doing right now? I'm doing great. Okay. We're back to normal. Okay. All right, eyes were working. Okay. Okay. Face works. We're back to normal. Eddie was just demoing what scuff is like for VTubers. Honestly, yeah. Mecha, once you get your stuff together, this is gonna happen sometimes. You're gonna have a moment where the house of cards that is all of the programs you're running at once, and all the hardware you're running and software, it's just gonna come crumbling down. And you're gonna have to deal with the fact that everything is broken and nothing works. Shit happens. But that said, what else do we got? We got all Wisdom Dog on us there. Wah. Oh yeah, there was a sequel to that released the other day. That was great. Let's see. All right, so will I be okay using the webcam I mentioned for this? You're using a Logitech C9 some odd? Perfect. I have one. I have a C920, I want to say, that was given out by work at my job, so I just made use of that for the longest time. Given your avatar, I don't think you're going to need super detailed facial tracking. You'd be surprised. It's nice to have. Especially if you have like a little texture face bit. Little texture face bit, it just kind of goes. It's cute when you can make something that's not supposed to have a mouth kind of have a mouth. But yeah. Had fun time at the health event at school today, said Tex. Hey, I hope that was like actually had fun. I'm not sure if that's like, I'm assuming it's fun, big air quotes, but I hope that was okay. Let's see. All right. I believe Kat had responded. Let me see. I'm looking. Peter will just freeze. Ooh, actually, Kat, I can answer this. AI Catherine says, my computer tends to freeze a lot, especially if it's been on a while. It'll often do this even when I'm not running too many programs. CPU usage won't always show 100%, it will just freeze. Computer temps are just fine, and I've updated my GPU drivers before. I've run Windows Defender as well. Anyway, here are my basic specs. An AMD Ryzen 5 3600, nice. 32 gigabytes of T-Force RAM, and a GPU, you have an RX 6600 XT. BIOS update, new hardware. Here's a good question, Kat. What's your power supply? Like, what power supply are you using? Do you know the wattage? I know it's gonna be hard to look up on the computer itself unless you, like, look inside the case. Oh, and yes, iCatherine, the same iCatherine that made Lore the best model ever created. That's her. Not at all. I mean, not at all about the wattage. Yeah, that'll require some crawling on the floor, which I don't recommend you do right now. Please, I hope you're healing up, or will heal up after surgery. I am so sorry about the injury you got. Here might be a power supply issue. Yeah. From my perspective, it's almost always a power supply issue. If it's random shutoffs and there's no system log that says, hey, this is an obvious problem, or hey, there's a virus, or I don't know, graphics drivers, you've updated those. I wonder if the power supply is just being underfed, or rather it's underfeeding some part and it's crashing. So like, it'll just, when you say it crashes, what does it do? Does it go black? Do you get a blue screen of death? Do you get the smiley face blue screen of death thing where it's like a frowny, it goes, oh, I'm so sorry, the computer stopped working, I guess. What are we talking? All right, let me switch back over to the bigger screen. There we go, nice and big. And also have dithering. Looks pretty. Your computer was crashing previously. Sometimes you get a BSOD, sometimes you restart. Did you ever catch any of the error codes in the blue screen of death? Because that would help a lot. It would go like miles towards figuring out what the hell is going on. Hasn't done that for a while now. It freezes for 5 to... Wait, it just freezes for 5 to... Like it just... It hangs there and sits, does nothing, and then it's back to normal? That's even weirder. What? The hell is happening? Okay, could still be power supply, but I'm trying to narrow it down. What kind of hard drive do you have, if you don't mind me asking? Older one, newer one, SSD, hard drive, big ass hard drive. If it's an older hard drive or a really old SSD, it could be that. Event Viewer might have some stuff. Okay, that's worth it. But what kind of hard drive do you have in the meantime, if you happen to know? That would be good to know. SSD that's 2 years old or so. That shouldn't be a problem then. I'm trying to think, because like hanging like that, I've had drives that hang and cause the system to just go eh. And then it hangs like that for like a 10-second span. 5 to 10 minutes is nonsense. What is going on? Idea. I have an idea. Do you know what motherboard you have? You might need a chipset driver update for your motherboard. Because you're using a 3600. Hold on. And for chipset drivers. Let's take a look. I'll get you a link to the chipset drivers. So it's AM4. So we know that. What motherboard do you got? I know, Kat, you're probably looking through your stuff to see what's going on. But once you can, it'd be good to know. Hanging drive is what I call cruising with my lady. Hang out and drive around. Nice. So out of the options that are available here, okay, easy way to figure out what your motherboard is. Hit your Windows key, type in system. You want to go to system information. It might be the first recommendation that shows up. It is for me, at least. Under that, you will have a bunch of information, including your system manufacturer, if you happen to have a pre-built. But there's going to be a listing for baseboard manufacturer and baseboard product. Could you give me the baseboard product info? Copy and paste that, or just type it in to chat, and I'll take a look. Take another sip in the meantime, because I know Laura's worried about me. I'm almost tempted to try to open up that program again, make everything break. Asus Prime A520MK. A520, okay. You're on Windows 10, right? Well, either way. Let's see. Any info on the drivers? Includes power plans and chipset drivers. Release was in February. Okay, that's very new. Windows 11, okay. I mean, honestly, either way, the program might be slightly different. Actually, is it the same one? It's the same one. Yeah, whatever. All right, Kat. This won't break anything, by the way. It can't, really. It'll tell you if it's not compatible. Hop on over to AMD's official website right here. Go over to their chipset page. I've just sent you the link directly, so you can go straight to it. Grab the download under Windows 11 64-bit here for AMD chipset drivers. You want this. And go ahead and install that. It'll require you to restart your computer once you're done. Just go ahead and do that, basically. In the meantime, let me see what Asus says on their website. Let's see. Asus A520M. What is this thing? That's a perfectly fine A520M. Not too shabby. Support. Installing. Awesome. Let me know if you catch any errors on there. I'm just checking on their support page to see if, like, there's a specific chipset driver that they recommend. They might have a specific modded one too, so I'll just see what they got. The stuff straight from AMD, 9 times out of 10 works fine though. And did you ever update your BIOS? I think we had talked about that a while back, just we happened to chat about it. I figured it was just worth an ask. That's all. You haven't. Okay. Asus, why won't you just show me your freaking... Oh my goodness. Dear God, Asus, please. You know what? Pop it in a new tab because it's refusing to work with me on this. Asus update. How to update the motherboard BIOS. I know. What? Their support page is taking forever to load. What is going on? Yeah, it's whatever. Chipset drivers in the meantime, though. Make sure you go get your ice cream tonight, young man. Oh, I will not forget. Don't worry. I got plenty of time for my ice cream. It's actually thinking of getting some more key lime pie, though. It's really nice. Pie. All right. So I'll wait for Kat's response on that. Besides, ooh, ice cream. I'm getting messages from people. I'm just checking Discord in the meantime. Who's saying hello to me? Ooh, I got stuff I gotta check out after this. Very good stuff. Also, if you're still here, Harvest, you're welcome to. Or you're welcome. Happy birthday, once again. Yeah, key lime pie, ice cream, I got options. I'm one of those people who gets like a giant tub of vanilla ice cream and adds whatever the hell he wants to it. I mean, you're not Harvest, but you could pass it on to her, so perfect. Oh gosh. Rub my nose a little. Itchy. All right, it's giving you a bunch of options to install. Okay, install all of them. If it's all checked on already, just hit yes. Let it do everything. The chipset driver installs for AMD. You want to do all of them and in one go if you can help it. If you can't, if there's some sort of weird issue, oh, there we go, it finally got there. If you end up having any issues, it'll usually just not install one of them, and you can just do that manually later. We can work on that together off stream. Yes? Yeah. All right, it's going for it. Motherboard. Whoa, hello. What? Actually, wait, go back to your system info panel. If you could. What is your current driver or current BIOS version? It should be listed under, where is it? Yes, so it should have a BIOS version / date listed right underneath your processor in system information. Dumpies, oh my god. That's great. You have to catch up in VC for the live segment if she's comfortable. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. Let's get you in here. Oh, never mind, hold on. 2006 or 2006. That is very far out of date. We're on 3002 right now. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get you over to the BIOS download page too. That one's gonna take some finessing. You actually need to have a USB drive to put the files onto. You don't have to like burn the files to the drive or something. You just have them on there in the root and you can access them. Just make sure you unpack them. Let me pop into the stream chat just to see if we have any last minute call-ins. Gonna go to the forest and pop into, how about private collabs #1? It's only got a few slots in it, but that's exactly what we need. And I shall turn on Discord reactive images just in case. Where are you gonna show up? Like in the corner here? Sure, that'll work. I'll put you over here. Yes, there we go. Your mic is packed up. No! Wait, you got a phone? Wait a minute, Kat, you got a phone. You can pop on your phone. Assuming you have Discord on there. Connection dropped, I could see stream, that's on your end. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, Lord, that's not good. No excuses. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm sitting over in the forest. If anyone wants to pop into private collabs #1 on the Himsock Forest, if you're not already on there, I'll go ahead and send a little linky loo over here. If you need any tech support help, feel free to pop in and I will field your question. Otherwise, we are going to be wrapping up shortly. Last call, folks. It's like a bar. I'm just like banging the glasses on the table going, all right, you've had enough, so have I. Had my fill of tech. At least for tonight. I want to fill myself up with pie and ice cream instead. Although I know, no, I'm not going to make the obvious joke. I can make the obvious joke with lore here, but I think I'm going to withhold it because it's funnier to say that I'm going to say it and then don't say it. But if Kat is not available and other people are done for the night, let's make sure we have our raid ready for when we're done. Who's online right now? We've got a few people.
Question for you.
Oh,
On
hello.
a scale of 1 to 10, why is your face so neat? Heyo, suck it, Trebek.
Ayo. Oh, why isn't reactive images working? No. Oh, did it deauth? Oops, hold on a second. Wait, are you still in here or did you leave? What? Did you just... Did she just show up just to say that and then leave as I'm trying to configure things? Lore! Damn it, Lore. You're heading out to get a snack before you pass out? Ah, yes. Tex, you go ahead and do that. Speaking of passing out and calmness, I believe that there is a story time happening with Sophia Ignosi tonight. She is reading the finale of The Adventures of Tom Sawyer by Mark Twain. So that'll be nice and calming to lead us out on. Thanks for the answers in stream. Glad to provide it.